Yeah, I think I'll move us over to the other map real quick, just so that everybody's there, and then Ben can kind of make sense of it from the map itself.
Yeah, what you gotta really know, Ben, is that we're working on the world's weirdest spaceship engine.
Hmm.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I
Very
mean,
strange. It's an alien race that like must live conceptually very differently from what we're used to here on this realm.
to, to be fair, that is absolutely the idea. They're
Yeah,
intended to feel as alien as possible, of course, as they would, but more,
who
but
knows? Maybe
specifically the mechanics of how this works is not something that wouldn't make sense necessarily to any of you, of course. But on top of that, the you guys are picturing this from only a human perspective of
yeah.
having to walk to these vats and throw these things in. But remember, these creatures are fully telekinetic. They would just float into the room and drop all of them in order with their mind. It wouldn't be something they would be walking over or physically even needing to touch in any way. So
And maybe
you know,
there's something about chemical reactions that we don't get, and you know what? We're
that's
just gonna have to.
exactly
Yeah.
it. Yeah. In fact, you could infer that even from the kind of eruption that occurred when the wrong element was dropped in. And those elements are specifically causing a chemical reaction, as you guys saw as well. You guys basically the ship is starting to wake up essentially. Everybody does realize this is a biological creature, right? The ship itself is a creature.
Alive.
It's not. Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the tendrils, healing and stuff like that. I figured you guys had gotten that, but I wanted to make sure. So, to recap, then, G, um, where we had started last week, you guys had, basically just begun having some basic, limited communication with the Dellin's cap on the other side of that kind of bone wall. Remember?
Yeah.
Right. So, the uh, let's see, try to go over everything that happened over the last session. It's only been literally the span of
45 seconds, if that.
Hmm.
35, yeah. There, well, it's 7 rounds, yeah. So, um,
All dead.
yeah, real close. Yeah, everybody's dead.
No, we're
Um,
fine.
but um, in the Dellen's cap was clearly panicking and afraid, and that was as much as you really could get out of it because nobody was able to really communicate with it. But it was holding a bunch of these little orbs in its tendrils, these little kind of small, tennis ball sized chunks of different elements, like gold and steel and glass and stuff like that. And there were 8 of them, and there just so happens that there's 8 of these vats in this room here. There was a slip of the tongue, essentially, from the little gargoyle creature. Remember the little void gargoyle?
Yeah.
Gee. So that thing uh, revealed that it can speak, and more than that, it seems to also be able to speak with the Dellen's cap, which even in the void or vast erudition, rather, nobody was aware of that was possible. So it seems that it's at least able to communicate on multiple different levels. But the Stargoyle had offered to translate what the Dellen's Cap was singing. It was singing a song, just like you guys saw in Balance, singing a song to try to communicate. But nobody else could figure out what that song was supposed to mean. So the Stargoyle translated it, and it turned out to be how to start the engine, the steps needed to start the engine. So it translated those, and everybody kind of started trying to do those. While that was happening, though, they're lithomorphs are what they're called, but the creatures that have been trying to kind of kill the Imperial soldiers that are outside, as well as you guys now that you're trapped in here, were attacking everybody at the same time. The fight was particularly fun.
Pogo's got one like just like legs spread, all wrapped up on the ground right now, man.
So
He's in a loving embrace.
he managed this with some really awful rolls on the lithomorph's part and some really good rolls on Pogo's part. He actually pulled one out of the ceiling and has it pinned down. It's that's a little loud. Let me turn that down real quick. Um,
I'm a giant ape, so I don't know anything about this puzzle he speaks of.
yeah, he polymorphed into a giant ape and was able to pull one of them by grabbing the tail and hanging onto the tail and swinging around for a little bit, and then eventually grabbing its face and yanking it down to the floor. So one of them is currently on the floor and is grappled and prone, and Shan, Sarah's dog Shan, is also biting at it and trying to keep it pinned. It is also slowed, so one of them is like completely fucked. Like he still has a shit ton of hit points, but he's in a really bad place. Becky playing Norok did have you do a lot of hacking away at its tail. There is a big chunk of the steel that basically coated in a kind of steel colored metal that is coming loose in places on its tail. You do feel like with some effort you could probably separate the last bit of the tail, but it wouldn't necessarily be less lethal, but it would remove certain parts of its attacks, and those attacks are really bad. So, I mean, meaning it's not going to kill it, but it would be less lethal, is how I should have said that. But all of that, basically everybody else trying to kind of mitigate the damage that the Elithomorphs could do. There's at least 2 of them, by the way. Throughout that, Nazim was communicating with the Stargirl. The Stargirl specifically seems to respond to Nazim, and with an unfortunate slip of the tongue, Stargirl gave something away that not well. In fact, I'll just from my notes here. In the scramble to start the engine before the Elithomorph could attack, the Stargirl inadvertently revealed that he knows Nazim, and also revealed something that Nazim had been trying to keep secret, that he has knowledge of this ship and how to operate it. So Nazim, with him sitting on his shoulder, kind of
Did
said
we
something.
know that?
You did not know that at all. None of you
Okay.
knew that. The
We didn't
Stargirl
know
said it
that
out
until the
loud.
Stargirl said something because he was talking out loud.
That's right. Was this like how it ended?
No, that was kind of mid-session. They were up near the bone wall up at the top there, and the Stargirl looked at Nazim and said, "Did you forget how to start this thing? Like, what's with you?" Kind of impression. And Nazim,
It's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't catch that. So, yay for a recap.
we actually talked about it a little bit when we took a break for a few minutes. Becky was asking about it, and it's like, well, I mean, you're gonna have to ask Nazim. That's not, I'm not gonna put those words in his mouth. But yeah, so all of that happened, and the orbs were handed over. Everybody started kind of trying to decode the song and figure out the proper order to start it, and have gotten through. Had gotten through the first 3 successfully. Started the 4th one, or tried to do the 4th step, and chose the wrong one. And when that happened, the 4th engine vat was incorrectly fueled. The ship began to shake and kind of shiver. Like, again, this is a biological creature we're talking about here. And this is still ongoing. So the floor beneath you is still feeling like it's like tensing and purging in waves, like an animal about to vomit. There was a big splash of this kind of greenish, semi-non-Newtonian fluid that was thrown up out of the 4th vat. But eventually they did get the correct. Wait, you got the correct one. Was it the 5th one you guys did wrong? No, you guys.
It was the
Got-
4th one.
Yeah, it was the 4th one was wrong. So you guys threw the steel. Okay, you got the correct one in there. It's now the 5th one that is lit up, but you needed the stone for the 5th one, which the Delans came back with. So, then basically we'll get back to the status of the fight here in just a moment as well. But everybody was trying to fight off the Elithomorphs, trying to insert the fuels into the proper order to restart the engine. Norok, Shen, and Pogo in giant ape form have one of the hunters pinned down and prone, grappled, and slowed. But near the end of the end of the session there, Nazim was trying to race off to go get the replacement 5th orb because of the the error where they had messed up and needed to fix it. And when he was running away, the 2nd of the Elithomorphs stunned him. He paralyzed him, and then picked him up with his tail and yanked him up through the ceiling. And he's now gone. Now, when that happened, Nazim was holding the wooden orb, which you guys needed. Otherwise, it would have cost you a whole other round potentially for the Delans Cap to go get another. But he was holding the wooden orb. He rolled high enough, so he dropped it on the floor as he was being yanked away. So the wooden orb is now on the floor near Pogo's foot. One of his 8 feet, and Sarah has the glass orb, and then Arteme has the others, which is 2 more, I think. 1 more, and then 2 after she grabs the stone. Arteme was heading up there to go get the stone. So that was the end of the fight there, G. Any questions on that? I know that was an awful lot as far as recap.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Then let's get back into it. We would be starting with the team, but he was paralyzed trying to run away. No Arcadion after him. Yeah, so it would be this one, which is the one that's on the ground. All right, so let me just start the combat music up. It is this one. Yeah, I think it's the right one. All right, turn it down a little bit. All right. Okay, so where we left off then, the Elithomorph that is on the ground that is currently slowed and paralyzed prone, slowed, and grappled. Yeah, all right. He still could try to attack. Let's see, should he try to attack or should he try to free himself? I think he's going to try to attack. Let's see, the ape is in pretty bad shape, isn't he?
Bloody nut. He probably has 1
57?
more. Yeah,
57 hit
57.
points. All right. In that shape, I think it would try to. That's still a little bit loud. Let me turn that down a little
Being
bit
the
more.
bloody ape.
Yeah, seeing that the ape is, you're the one that has him pinned anyway, or has him grappled rather. So with that, he's going to try to finish off the ape and then maybe try to flee because it's surrounded at the moment, so he's in a bad spot. He's going to. What's his multi-attack? It is 1 bite, 2 thrashes, or 1 tail swipe and 2 thrashes. What's up?
I don't think he gets multi-attack anymore because of slow.
That's
I think
either
it's just one
action,
melee.
bonus action. Is that what it is? Okay. I know like it's either action, bonus action, or whatever. Let's see here. I think you're right. That does make sense.
I'll pop it back up in here.
Yeah, that it would ruin multi-attack. Let's see.
Where is it? Mystic cast, action, motion, regardless of the creature's ability.
It doesn't say action. It does
can't
say
make more than one melee.
what attack.
or
Yeah, or
ranged
melee or ranged attack. Yep. All right. So if it had said action, then it would still be multi-attack. But since it's only
attack.
one, since it's attack, in that case, that does change things a little bit. It is gonna use. Oh shit! It could probably sting, but the ape's con is pretty high. It's gonna vomit. I think again. DC 18. No, wait. No, it's full 20 because it's not poisoned. It's acid. So on the 8, it would be at a straight line southwest, but nobody
Deck
else is in
save,
line.
right?
Yeah, DC 20 deck save.
DC 20 deck save.
Speaking of two, Becky, I put the little dancing
Not
light
gonna cut
on the map for you. Not with a 7.
Nope.
You can move those if you want to. That's just I kind of guessed where you would have them, but go ahead and place them wherever you want to. Because Norok would have trouble seeing, so I put those up just so that he actually has some light. Meaning Ben would be able to see. Okay. Yeah, I know you would have them at least, in those general areas, but at the 2 on the left, if you want to move them guard ahead. Normal. Come on. 42. Not enough. Not enough to kill the ape.
You see, it's like
with-
the ape's kind of like all the skin starting to burn off, but he's still holding on.
With another caustic spray of this vomitous acid over him, still trying to yank him to free himself, but he's so far unable to. Not able to react either, right?
That is
He
correct.
still has
No.
his legendary actions, but no reactions. So he technically has. You know what? It seems like it should affect legendary actions too. Slow affect legendary actions.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about legendary actions, so.
Okay, so regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Oh.
Shit. He doesn't have legendary resistance, so he can't just disable the slow effect. Which, yeah, that's fucked up. Because I mean, with like legendary actions, meaning that if you could get a slow off on really anything, then they wouldn't get to use their legendary actions either. Which is how how 5e balances the action economy. All right, but that's it for his turn since he can't do anything else, and that brings us back to Pogo.
Wait. It gets to make another wisdom save at the end of its turn, but does it still have disadvantage because Shan is still within 5 feet?
It's a spell you cast, so it still would. Click the Hound of Ill Omen ability. I'll go ahead and roll the save now, but if he does have to roll it at disadvantage, then which I think he does, then I'll roll a second one. Well, with the 20, I don't think it's gonna matter.
Never mind.
So I thought he was fucked. Maybe he's not fucked. It is at the end of his turn that he has to
Well-
roll it though.
Unless he has disadvantage.
Oh, true. Sorry. Yeah, never mind.
No.
I was thinking advantage and disadvantage. So
That one got me too. I don't know why that was confusing for me.
yeah, I was thinking advantage, not disadvantage. So.
Any spell you cast, that's all it says.
Hound Automate. Where's that at in this paragraph here?
Down towards the bottom, right before
Okay.
it says summary.
All right. The Hound dissipate. No, it's not that one. Make opportunity attacks. No. Okay. Additionally, the Hound is within 5 feet of the target. The spell is disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast. You did cast it, so it does count, meaning he does have disadvantage. So he does have to roll that again.
Come on, 14 or below.
off to a slow start as I remember how
Double
rules work in
20s.
this fucking
Yeah.
game. Yeah, really. Yeah, roll another 20. 15. What's your DC? 17?
17.
All right, he does not succeed then. With disadvantage, he remains slowed. This guy might be fucked. All right, it's Fogo's turn. I definitely did not intend for you guys to be able to kill these things. Certainly not like this.
I mean, Pogo's just gonna hold on to him, keep him from doing anything else.
Okay.
So I don't have to roll another check because he's already been grappled. He just has to roll to get out of it, right?
I don't think it just perpetuates. I think it. Yeah. Really am having to check every rule here.
Because I think with the grapples, because this is when we covered like if he was gonna, because he could use his turn to try to break it, but if
yeah. That's right. Because otherwise he would essentially get two. Yeah, he would get 2 attempts to break it every turn. Otherwise, yeah.
To break
All
his
right.
turn.
Yep.
So I think
All right. So as long as you exactly, you still have to. Yeah, you have to spend your turn to do that.
Yep, and I'm holding him on the ground, covered in acid. My skin's burning off.
With what 15 hit points left, yeah.
15 hit points.
Right.
You guys are gonna hear like this. Like,
and you're not trying to move him or anything.
All messed up. Nope, just holding him on the ground, wrapping my legs and arms around him.
All right, then that'll
Light
take us
him
to
up
Artemis.
for Norok if he wants to cut his fucking tail off.
Alright, I'm
Just
going.
so
do I get healed from the
start
spirit?
of your turn. Yeah, Artemis has the healing spirit up. So
Do I have to
Artemis,
move? Or
it's touching
Yeah.
you. It's
Okay,
it's the surrounding area. So
okay, I just
Norok
reach out a hand and slam through it.
no, it was fine where it was, Fox.
Okay.
Artemis or Norok is outside of it right now, but
Well, I would move it towards Norok so I could get him healed too.
it's your turn anyways. I think it's your bonus action to move it, right?
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm trying
Okay.
to move it, but it's not moving.
It did. It moved.
Oh, it moved? Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving on my screen yet.
Oh, yeah, it's moved over here. You upcasted it to 3, and then the Wood Sage's Forest Chorus got it to 5, right?
Yes.
All right, so it was it 5d6?
Big money, no whammies.
You waiting for it to roll, Fuck?
I'm waiting for the pop-up to come up.
Okay. And you are, once that rolls there, you are 10 feet from the wall where the Dellin's cap is reaching a tendril through the kind of fibrous muscle material to hand you the stone. It'll be, let's see, yeah, it'll be 5d6. Yeah, you'd have to one more.
Here it is. Oh, 16.
So it'll be 16 plus whatever this last one is. Good roll too. All right, so 18, and Norok, you heal for 18 as well.
I'm gonna keep going to grab the orb, and then
so
I'm
it'll
gonna...
take you 10 to get there, and then you'll have 50 feet because you're on the broom. So you'll have 50 feet after grabbing the orb. If you want.
Once I grab it, I'm gonna go towards the lit up thing.
Okay. You want me to move you?
Yes, please.
All right. So there was 10 to get there, which means you'll have 50 to get back from here. You'll be able to get basically right next to Sarah. Not quite far enough south, but to get to the correct vat, but down to next to Sarah. So that was movement and bonus action for the healing spirit. You still have an action as well. Anything you want to do with that?
Yeah. Is there a way? Well, you could use your action to dash, right? In theory?
Yep.
Okay, so can I just make it the rest of the way to the back?
Shit. So we've had this discussion before, and I think we ruled that you can't dash because of the broom. So if you get off of the broom, you could dash to run the last 30 feet, which would get you in range to throw the orb in.
Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll hop back on the broom.
Okay. All right. Then 30 more feet from there gets you like right next to it, so you won't even be a chance to chance to miss.
Okay, and I'll throw the orb thingy in.
All right. Then you toss the stone into the vat. Let me scroll up here to my notes here real quick on it. Make sure stone was fifth. It is all right. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get my own order on these messed up. You toss the stone in. It clinks against the internal the metal of whatever this bowl is made of. Rolls down in through the pipe. The light goes out. The engine continues to kind of whir and spin up. It feels like the creature is becoming awake again, or at least able to have some control over motor function. I will tell you that the ground is still shaking. And in fact, actually, that'll be coming up here in just a second. But the vat in front of Sarah does light up. But if your turn.
Yep.
All right. That brings us to the ship, actually, because of that. The vibrations and the shaking continue, and as that fifth vat lights up, there is... imagine like a dog sneeze where the whole head rattles and shakes. The entire ship shifts left to right and then back again violently. Everybody give me, actually not Artemis because she's on a broom.
I'm already
And-
lying on the ground holding this
You're
thing.
pretty much, yeah. I think you'll have you'll have advantage rather, just because you're already like it's not going to knock you over really. Shan can ignore it, but Norok, Sarah, and I guess that's it. Need to make deck saves, please.
I'm in the ether right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have you make it 2, but you're actually paralyzed at the moment, so it won't really affect you too much. Plus, you're kind of like in the air ducts, kind of at the moment. So,
Would I know that this was coming technically since the ship was already shaking, or would it, for my danger sense?
it does.
Or would I really
yeah, I would
know?
say that you
Again,
kind of
is it
knew.
random?
I mean, yeah, exactly. You've seen
Okay.
you can tell that it's been getting worse and worse. So I would say you would have advantage. Yeah. All right. Norok is fine. Pogo, it does shake you, but if you're already like willing to be prone while you're grappling anyway,
I'm grappling. When I picture it, I'm just like holding it on the ground, like
yeah, that's fine.
UFC style.
I'll say that it's because it was a 15, so you technically failed. But I'm just going to say that you're prone, but no other like ill, you don't lose your grapple or anything like that. You're just prone, and as part of the grapple, as part of the kind of
Slide
fighting
around a
with this
little
thing.
bit on the floor like a weird shuffleboard.
Probably.
type
I mean, the thing is,
situation.
the shake was pretty rough anyway, so it actually would have knocked you guys out towards the middle a little bit anyways. Norok, you succeeded,
roll
but you
around.
would you would have just been able to jump with them if you so choose. So if you want to move over a little bit, go right ahead with them. Sarah though did fail. Is launched, especially with her small stature, almost springboard style. It'll be a d6 times 5. 15 feet off to the left. So flung over this way, it'll be, it's only 10 feet, I guess, so it's only 1d6 falling damage. A 1. But it is still damage. So go ahead and make a con save. It's only a 10, because, I mean, it was 1 damage, so it's only a 10 you gotta beat. But man, would that be fun? It would be really shitty to lose it too.
Get thrown around like
one
a
damage.
backseat of a car and drop all your spell.
Really? Oh,
All right.
thank God.
Well, it's only a 10. You only have to beat a 10, so you still keep concentration up. You don't lose the slow on him. But all of you, actually, Nazim really, of all of you, would hear this the most painfully, because there's a really loud reverberation through the outer parts of the shell that he's in. Feel that the shaking and the kind of the violent movement of left to right and slamming it back and forth. Hear the shell to the south slam shut. So
They go into space.
the
What's
immovable,
happening?
the immovable rod, it's probably
Knocked
still
out.
there, but it was knocked out of position, yeah, and the shell slammed shut. That is it for the environment. Bring us to Stargoyle. Stargoyle, seeing that Nazim, was kind of yanked away, you see him kind of dart up through the ceiling. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, he goes up and to the north. So anybody, looking in that direction would see, actually, really probably nobody except for maybe Arteme, because Arteme would probably be looking northward after dropping that in. See, Stargoyle has gone up and through the north. And is now not visible currently. He just goes through the wall, like as you've seen him do previously. But that does bring us back to Sarah. So Sarah, you are prone currently, but what would you like to do?
Great. So I guess I'll stand up and take my 15 feet of movement back over here.
All right.
um,
Good thing you spent a point for that feat that you got 30 feet instead of 25. Otherwise, you
Yep.
would not have been able to make it.
and it's not. Is it an action to drop the?
No, nope.
Oh,
Free
so
action.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
drop-
it's a basic item interaction. So
I'm
free.
dropping the translucent in.
Okay. All right. The
Wait, real
last.
quick.
Yep.
That was definitely the translucent one next, right?
Yes, that's the one that I had. I'm pretty sure.
You know what? Ben didn't get any. Ben.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll ask Ben. Do you want some input on what the riddle and everything they needed to do was, or do you want to trust their
It's in
output
Discord,
on it?
too.
It is.
Okay, I can just go look through then. So
It's
If it-
yeah. I mean, you guys are. The thing
Yeah.
is, there's 3 steps of it left. So if you want to just trust what they suggested, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it'll be
double check.
yeah. It's up to you.
Middle.
If you just scroll up a little bit in the Embers chat, if you want to see what it is they had to puzzle out. And they basically they're on step 5, so they'll have 5. Sorry, it's on step 6 rather. So 6, 7, and 8 are the steps left. So, but Sarah does drop the kind of glass-looking, the one that's made of silicate, into the vat. It clinks against the side. There's a brief moment where you're not sure if it's going to shatter, but it just rolled down into the tubes. The ship continues to whir and spin up, and the light goes out. And the next, right behind where everybody else is, where everybody's kind of gathered around trying to fight this illithomorph, lights up.
Great. And they moved into the center. So I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna use my action to dash.
Okay.
Actually, I can go. Like right here was where the orb thing had landed, right? Like,
just
where
about it. I'm
the
gonna say
guy
that's
is?
close enough. Yeah. I mean, it was one to the left, but you could get there either way, so it's fine.
All right, so I'm gonna
If
go.
anything,
see
we'll
if
say
it's
Pogo
still
when he was
there.
knocked over there, kicked it back in that direction. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So the wood orb is on the floor. You do pick it up.
Great. All right, so that was 5, 10, 15, 20. Now I get
We're
my
so
full
close!
30 from the dash, right?
You get what?
My full 30
Yeah,
from the dash.
yeah. You get your full movement. Yep. Even if you had to spend half of your initial movement, doesn't matter.
Yeah, let me go there because there's a wall.
Yeah. So the edge, you're just trying to go one to the north.
Yeah, kind of
Right.
like behind this guy.
All right. He's grappled and thrashing. You do feel like if you get too close to this thing, even trying to sneak around him like that, you may end up taking an errant elbow. Not an intentional attack, but you might get whacked.
All right, so 5, 10, 15. I'm not gonna. And he's like flat on the ground, so I can't run.
No, he's not. He's.
Think of us like we're
in.
wrestling on the ground.
Yeah, so imagine in the
Weird
cartoons when there used to be like a cat and dog fight in cartoons, it would just be a cloud of dust, and there'd be like hands and feet that would be flying out of it all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So it's a pretty kaiju kind of a fight going on.
Right. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to go around, or through Pogo. 5, 10, 15, and get myself like right there.
From where you were, yeah, that's fine. You can dash through. Pogo being there. You go. That's exactly the image that I'm picturing there in Discord. Yeah, you can make it through Pogo, especially because he's in ape form. Trying to dash underneath a fist there and kind of run between a foot there, so you don't get stepped on, that kind of stuff.
All right. Yeah, that's as far as I get, and I don't trust myself to throw it, so I'm just gonna hold on to this thing.
Okay. All right.
Active.
All right. That brings us to Shan.
We didn't kill it while I was gone?
Nope.
So she's just gonna move forward, which it won't let her because there's a wall there.
Oh, you're on move over. There you go.
And I guess she'll just fight.
She gets advantage, too.
Yep. Melee attack, and he's still grappled, and prone actually. 15 will not hit, and I think it has to hit for the
Prone.
save, right? All right. He's still prone. He hasn't stood back up. He technically could have used his movement to stand up, but it's fine. Actually, the knockover thing would have, especially because he was pinned, he would have had disadvantage anyways. I'll say that he's still prone. So it doesn't matter that her bite didn't land in this case. So that it for Shan?
Yep. That's
All right. Dellen's cap is continuing to sing. It is louder and more frantic and clearly more scared. Artemis, even at this distance, it's afraid you guys are going to lose.
Scared singing.
That one you guys can't see at the moment. And Nazim's coming up next. We'll come to that in a second. All right, it is Norik's turn. What you doing, G?
Okay. This guy's still prone, right?
He's still prone, he's still grappled, and he's still slowed. So.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I got a VA for you guys too. I meant to show you guys last week and I forgot. So it is this creature here. Show players. There you go. That's what it looks like. More green than red, but a little, that one almost looks Christmassy. But
I feel like this is the alien that the other aliens make fun of.
this is the accountant alien.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
guy that does their taxes.
We're gonna
You
eat
taxes
people.
this?
Calm down, Jim, with your fucking weird normal teeth.
It's the Dollar Tree version of
With your
the
dentures, yeah.
of the xenomorph.
Aliens.
Which one do you-
Is my Great Weapon Master already on? Is it already on?
I think it was.
You know what? I don't think
we
she
just
clicked
added
it.
it.
Yeah, we just manually did it.
Okay.
And I think you are also.
It doesn't matter.
raging.
Yeah, you are raging still. Yeah.
Okay. Then, especially since it's already prone, I will use Great Weapon Master. Do you want me to hit it?
Yeah, hit it, and then
Okay.
I don't remember if I put the little message in chat to say that if it's toggled on or not. So go ahead and hit it first. Okay. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's just a regular message because I don't have the thing on there. Go ahead and roll the attack, and then we'll see if it has a -5 plus 10 on it. So
All right.
we can just do it manually if not. And she was using your Sword of Stolen Hours the whole time. She actually got a second or a third attack with it too. So 23 will hit, and it does have the +5 on. No, it would be hang on. It would be -5 on the attack. Where's the +5 coming from? Oh, it's from your... Okay, so an 18 would still hit, actually. So you still would make it anyways. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Extra damage.
And aiming for the tail.
Okay. All
Because
right,
right,
so that'll be
Good
+10.
a spot where this guy was already getting hacked away at, right?
Well, so
Was it
no,
this
yes,
one, or was
yeah,
it the other
exactly.
one?
No, it's this one. Yeah,
Okay.
you had already hacked at it 3 times in the same spot and took a good chunk out of it, and Arteme was hitting it with fireballs and shit like that. So Pogo's mostly been pinning it, but it's been otherwise he would have escaped. This creature, I'll go ahead and tell you this, 2G. This creature has an ability that as soon as he's hit, he can disengage as a reaction to escape. But since he's currently slowed, he doesn't get reactions, and because he's grappled, he can't disengage. So basically, you guys are in an ideal situation right now. But if he is able to break the grapple, he will be able to disengage
And
pretty quickly.
I don't remember if you remember, but these guys can hide in the floors and ceiling and basically attack without us having an option.
Yeah.
So like, they're hidey motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although we probably at some point should figure out what's going on with the Zoom.
Yeah.
Somebody
Being
might.
carried off.
To be fair, that happened like literally about 3 seconds ago. Right now,
The ape's not going to do it because he's an ape. He's got a very singular-minded.
He's still sitting there holding the thing.
But
Okay.
but melty faced guy was yanked up into the ceiling half of a round ago. It was the end of the last round, so thereabout. So, but sorry, that does hit. So that's 26 damage. I'll go ahead and tell you though that normally you would have there'd be a AC penalty for a called shot like that for trying to hit the same spot over and over again. The same as we always do. But because he's grappled and knocked prone, I'm going to say that it's a pretty clear shot. Like he's trying to get free.
Yeah.
His AC is dropped too because of slow. I forgot about that.
Oh shit! Yeah, his AC is 16 then, right? Because it's -2. Yeah, so his AC is 16 right now.
Okay.
So even better. All right, that still hit anyways, obviously, and I went ahead and removed the 26 for you because it would be +10 for the damage. So go ahead and make your second attack.
All right. And all attacks are advantage since he is prone, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to do reckless for the advantage on this.
So,
26. That'll still the great weapon is only on the 1, but that's still a 26.
yeah, it's just
will
on the
still hit.
first one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so 26 still hits. And now that the second swing of the Sword of Stolen Hours impacts the kind of already bleeding profusely chunk of what?
2
Nice.
on my damage.
You rolled 2 ones.
Yeah, on my damage. Yeah.
Nice. But well, I mean, turning a negative into a positive as much as you can, anyways. With the second impact of your blade into the tail, you see a spray of this caustic liquid spray out that actually splashes into Shan. There's a clear yelp from her. She pulls her head away. There's this kind of movement of shadowy steam that kind of burns through her face, kind of adding more scars to her already scarred up, fucked up face. But the tail is still attached, but as the blade impacts it the second time, you see the kind of ruby-shaped heart in the hilt begin to beat.
Okay. Then
So
I
it's going
will
to charge.
attempt one more attack then.
I made fun of it last week, too, that every time that happens, you just use it for a third attack. You never use it for anything else, which is cool. I mean, a third attack is a totally viable, way to use it. It's just, it does have other cool things, too, if you ever want to.
Yeah, I know. I always forget that it even does anything besides that extra attack, honestly.
Yeah.
So. All
right, 27, that'll hit.
Sweet.
All right, another 11. All right, so it is just barely getting past bloodied now. So, I mean, they have a lot of hit points, and it just passed bloodied. So just keep that in mind. It is still dangerous, but with 3 direct hacks at the tail, you do with the last connection of the blade in through it, the tail separates, and there's almost like a spring, like there was tension in the metal that surrounded the tail of this creature. It snaps away and flings past. It doesn't hit anybody, but it does fling past, almost projectile-like, until it lands into the vat in the back. Yeah, almost like a cable, like a steel cable, wrapped cable. When they finally snap, lands into the vat behind and sinks down to the bottom. Roll a percentile dice, G.
All right.
Oh no, is that going to set the VAT off?
Less,
Good
I'm
news
not
is
concerned.
We don't
It
have
is an
to
element.
get the fucking, we don't have to get the thing out of the vat. At least we can just fucking leave it in there. Maybe.
It clangs into the vat, and you see it sinking down to this, like, slowly, because of, non-Newtonian fluid. It takes a minute to make its way down. But it settles down in an almost curl around the hole at the top of the pipe that the orb needs to go into, the little element needs to go into. And thankfully, it doesn't look like it's impeding the hole. If you'd rolled too low, the tail was going to be in the way, and somebody was going to have to go get it out of the way. Otherwise, the orb wouldn't be able to get in. But it does not seem like it's in the way. So, that it for your turn?
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to Nazim. Nazim, you, while still conscious, are paralyzed, and you can feel, yourself being yanked through as this creature ahead of you. You only get flashes as it's twisting and turning through these kind of almost air duct-like tunnels that it's running you through. Just in the rare instances where this thing is, as it's frantically moving, kind of has to go around a corner, your head is moved up in a certain direction where you're able to get a glimpse of it, and it is just pulling you along with its tail through these tunnels somewhere northward, as best you can say. But you really have no way, of fighting back or freeing yourself. It doesn't seem to, it's not hurting you any further, at least so far. But you do. With its speed, would it be able to get that far? I'm just for narrative reasons, I'm just going to say that you do get this far within this round here, because it is moving very rapidly through these tunnels here. You reach a room with a green glowing vat, similar to these, except these are taller and cylindrical. In fact, because of the vast erudition, it looks very similar to the vats that the Dellen's Cap from Cetus, remember, in Balance. The kind of big glass tank that the Balance of the college kept them in, and that's kind of what it looks like a big tall. In fact, actually, kind of like the one that Ketis's body was regrown in. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It looks probably more similar to that. It's more humanoid in shape, but basically a vat that Ketis's body was regrown in, that clone, kind of like that. And you as he's kind of dropping you down out of the tunnel into this room. Is when your turn will have ended there, but you're still paralyzed. You do get a con save at the end of your turn, but it is still an 18 because it was paralytic poison and not acid. So go ahead and make a con save.
Is that taking into account the protect from poison?
Yeah, it was normally 20.
Okay.
The DC's 18 because of that.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yep.
Just double checking.
Yep. But it will not succeed with an 8, so we'll come back to you on the next one. You're still paralyzed. The poison or the paralysis, unless you are freed from it, or unless you succeed on the roll, lasts for 1 minute, so it'll still be a while. I got a message for you here too, real quick.
And I've moved north, you said, probably to that next room where the Dellen's Cap is. Is that correct? Just kind of up?
It seems further than that. It seems probably...
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, if anything, it might be on a separate floor, like further into the shell. The shell goes upwards. Remember, you guys are on the bottom, like the deck floor, essentially,
Gotcha.
the bottom, near it anyways. And it feels like you were moving upwards as well as north.
So he's kind of bringing me towards the core center of the shell, kind of more towards the center.
Yeah, that's the direction it felt like. Yeah, exactly. Like closer towards the middle of the shell, yeah.
Good. I think I left some socks up there.
All right. All right, there we go. All right, that brings us to the Elithomorph that is on the ground still, or trying to fight. It doesn't have a really good means of getting out of this, other than trying to finish off the last of the hit points on the ape, because extricating itself, especially being surrounded. I think it's what it's going to have to try to do.
It doesn't have a tail anymore either, so
Yeah, exactly. It can't do its sting or its the barbed tail grapple or any of that kind of stuff. So really, best it can do is try to either make the save, which it's not as strong as the ape. The ape has like 26 or some shit, so it's going to do another vomit, another DC 20 deck save for the ape. And since you guys are like spread out too, it can't even try to get multiple people in it or anything.
No.
Not with a 15. So
Nope.
damage. It's probably going to be above
Low numbers. Low numbers. See?
42.
So I immediately revert back.
You can re-roll that, actually. I have one left.
Well, it's up
Oh
to
shit!
you.
Chronal
Oh,
inversion or chronal.
Shift.
So I can re-roll my
You
save.
just, yeah, you can just re-roll the save.
Are you sure you want to give that? You sure? Yeah.
I mean, if
Oh,
you
no,
turn
it's
into a
your-
tiny
it's your
pogo,
character.
you're probably gonna die.
Well, he's
No, I'll just
grappled.
be
No.
hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Pogo will
it'll
be able to
happen.
run, so.
So,
Alright, well, little
hold on. 33 minus 42, that is 9. So I take 9. So I immediately turn into.
Wait, you had 15. Where are you getting 9
No, I had
from?
33. I got healed. So I had
Huh?
33 hit points.
Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot that you
Minus
got healed.
42.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be wrong on that, but I think that's negative.
I think you're right. No.
Or negative 11. No, wait. Oh my god, why can't. 30 minus 40 is negative 10. 3 minus 2 is plus 1. Yeah, 9. Jesus Christ. So I
Been out of
revert
school
back
too long.
to. Oh my! I can't. Apparently, negative numbers is where my brain stops working. I don't have my revert button on here.
I just did it.
so-
It's at the top of your sheet. I just did it for you, though. Oh, but now you're on
Whoa.
Peter. So,
Pietro!
how did that happen?
Pietro is probably like. Well, actually, no, I didn't resummon him. So I'm gonna say he's probably not grappled anymore.
If anything, the grapple's been reverted. You are now grappled by him.
I'm just kind of laying down on my side, like half hugging him with like a one leg and arm just being crushed underneath the side of this thing.
Just rolling like Starship Troopers, like rolling to the left, and it's spears into the ground, and then you roll to the right, and it spears on the ground where your head was, that kind of thing. All right, that is all it can do for its turn. It is still slowed. Shit.
Technically, I think it has half its movement.
Oh, true. It could actually try to get away now. Let's see. How does evasive hunter
No, I
work?
can swing at it again.
As a reaction to being hit, so it can't do that. That's a disengage thing. Spider climb can climb difficult surfaces at its full movement speed, including upside down and on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. And then that's just a stealth thing. It's not. Yeah, I think it will try to move. Okay, it's gonna clamber now that it's not being grappled. It's gonna run this way as best it can. What's its movement speed normally? It's 6. Oh shit, it's 60 normally. So it still gets 30 feet, which will prompt an opportunity attack. It is going to clamber up the wall over to the side over
He was
here.
prone, so does he have to?
Oh
stand?
shit!
Yeah,
All right,
half as
so
much.
standing up, so he has 15 feet again, back to 15. So he'll be able to get kind of up over the vat in this corner over here. Oops, let me switch back over here. But it will be an opportunity attack from Sarah, Shan, and Norm.
God, do I even have anything? Shit, because I can't use the spell. I don't have Warcaster.
Yeah, you don't have Warcaster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do have my envenoming dagger. I guess I'll use that.
He is still slowed. 17 will actually hit. It wasn't going to, but because of the slow, 17 will still hit.
Nice.
The slow's really paying off.
Yeah, slow's a mad awesome spell.
The legendary action thing is really that's crazy to me, because if you can get that set up on like a lich or any like end game bosses, that could really mess things up. We may have to not allow that for bosses, just because that could
It's taking
really
all of
cause
our fun
problems.
away, dude.
Yeah, I think that's kind of game breaking a little bit if it
No,
works that
it
way,
is.
but it does.
It
I mean, that's
really
what the
is.
verbiage reads, and I'm perfectly
I-
fine running it that way.
But the problem
Didn't think
is
it would
that the
work like that.
bosses are some of them are like very ouch, so we need ways to counter some of their stuff, right?
Yeah, and
Because they
and
get
that's
like
one,
the legendary
sure.
stuff like
I
every
think what
time.
it
right?
is,
Okay,
as a
but here-
DM, it's really hard to navigate the legendary action and trying to keep it like it
Yeah,
throws an
it's
element
trying to
into
keep
a
it
fight,
balanced,
which is
yeah.
really hard to
Yeah.
balance.
Well, okay, so the legendary actions themselves are specifically designed to balance what's called action economy. And what that is when you're fighting one boss, and that boss only has its one action, that's it, and you have 8 other players, or 6 players plus their plus their pets and things like that. That's 8 actions being used against the one boss. The legendary actions are intended specifically to give them additional actions to kind of help balance that a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so slow, which is fantastic spell, removing all of those extra actions makes it a very one-sided fight and much harder to balance. And I mean, keep in mind too, you guys are, in general, the players almost always are going to win unless there's a TPK, and it's still the goal is to make it as difficult but still win as possible. Except for Ben, of course, who wants to game genie everything. ideally you
Yeah.
still want to challenge, as much as you can.
Oh
but-
yeah, no, I get that, but like we have a bit less players, right? Like, actually, we have a bit
We have
more than we
everybody.
stared with. But
Well, we
when
have everybody
first-
now except for Nazim is
Yeah, when we
probably,
started off with like the less amount of players, how many times did we almost like completely party wipe because of bosses?
Yeah, that's fair. I was still working out how to balance stuff a little bit. You guys did have some rough encounters there, especially for Sarah. All right, another 14 damage.
You know
And
what?
that
Fuck
11
it.
was to the hit.
I'm gonna attack him with my reaction too as he's going over.
Oh shit! Sorry, Pogo. Yeah, Pogo would have it too. Yeah.
Fuck it. Why
Um,
not?
All right,
Yeah, there
Sarah.
was
That
no-
11 was your attack roll.
Yeah, it's 11 plus 1. Because
Okay.
there was no attack button on the thing, but it
Okay.
was just a plus 1.
All right. Well, 24 will hit, so the Elven Short Sword will. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Gonna
Alright,
be for
and
a
Shan-
whole 7.
Shan still has it too.
Cha!
Does he? Because he's still within her range.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. He did not get out of her range yet. He's clambering up the wall, so he's like, although he's up a little bit, but he's, you know what? Go ahead and do it, because he's going to be leaving her range anyways. Like he's it's not just he's not beside her. He's up above her as well as in that spot there.
Nope.
14. That will not hit anyways. Yep. So he's clambered up the wall, kind of hanging off the wall like almost insect like. I mean, you've seen him in alien type movies anyways, where the creature's kind of pinned to the wall as if it can walk on it, and kind of spinning its face around in your direction, still just bleeding profusely from the tail of this caustic liquid. We're back to Pogo.
All right, being as my own self and seeing. First, I'm gonna scream. Did anyone see what happened to, or where's Nazim?
Now that
I
you're
have a
whether-
weird memory of him getting sucked in somewhere.
Yeah, something drug him up into the ceiling. Another one.
What do you need me to do? What are we trying to do here? I saw someone putting balls into pits, and I went.
I'm gonna hand him the mahogany one. Go put this in that pit that Shan and you guys we're all right next to.
All right. I'm just gonna.
go walk up to the creature.
Oh,
I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna
drop
do
this
it.
in here.
I'm just gonna fucking do it. But is Shan? I forgot. Shan's kind of like you pass
Translucent.
through her, right? Like you don't.
No, she's a physical creature while she's here.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of run up and like
But
jump
she's
up.
big and you're small.
She's huge.
Yeah.
You could duck under her for sure. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna kind of like jump up and like do like a MJ, like a Michael Jordan, like jump over Shan and like slam it down into the pit as I roll off on the other side.
I
thinking
don't think
I'll
you
end
could
up
really
still
jump
right
Yeah.
there.
That's fine. You could jump between them. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to jump up through her head, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fine. All right. You're
A
using
shoe,
your
a
movement to
shoe
do that.
off of like its leg, like.
You are within range of the healing spirit, though. You didn't start your turn there. I think it's if they touch it any time on their turn, right, Fox? Isn't that what we were doing?
I think so.
I think so. And he moved into the space. So we'll say that once per turn, assuming the touch, whether it's at start of turn or not. Go ahead and roll the 5d6 for Pogo.
Thank you.
Pogo, you rushing up to the edge, though, because you're within essentially melee range of the vat. You can drop it in. No risk of failing there. You drop the wooden orb down in. Shit, rolled really well too.
Nice. I'm topped out, guys.
Nice. All right, you drop the orb in, though. It clinks into the vat, rolls down to the bottom, kind of bounces off of the metal chunk of the tail, and rolls down into the engine. The engine kicks up even louder. I keep saying engine, but of course, as long as you guys realize that this is, a creature, it's just the internals of the guts, essentially, of this Nautilus are spinning up. So, yeah, that was movement, and that's it. So, what else?
That was my movement. My little free action to toss it in. And when I get up here, seeing that massive tail of this creature laying down, I'm going to go ahead and step back, move my hands, and animate that object so it kind of starts hovering up. And I'm going to use it like a spear. And I'm just going to fucking slam it
Let me see
into
what I've got here.
the other creature.
I think
trying
I
to
might
slide up the wall.
have. I must have removed those. All right, I don't have a good token to represent that. So
Would this be a large or a huge creature?
the creature itself is huge. So the tail that's left over would be large. We'll call it
Okay,
that.
so it is a +6 to hit. So it's going to be not what that says. It is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Yep.
And it's going to be 2d10 plus 2. 6, 10.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself. So it's gonna be 15 damage.
right.
And out of curiosity, does he take any other of that poison shit, or is that all like inside his body somehow? Wouldn't matter. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, the caustic liquid is its blood. It's not going to take any additional damage from that. Yeah.
Yep, and it's just fucking smacking into him.
Yep. I'm just using the Tyrant Golem to represent,
Sure.
just because it's the best I've got here, and it is levitating as well, so we'll use that one. All right. Bonus actions.
As a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna. This is the only one I can see, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hex this creature.
Okay. I think hex just happens.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah, there's no.
So I do an extra
resisting
1d6 when I attack him with necrotic, and then I have a little bit more movement. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see here, 5, 10, 15. I can get right behind Norak.
All right.
I'm just gonna stay there, use him as a human shield. And that's the end of my turn.
That's always the way. All right, that brings us back to Artemis.
Okay.
All right, so Fox, you are still, you're way off to the south, so the last vat that you dropped it into.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next one because I'm pretty sure Sarah's gonna drop into that one. So
Pogo just hit the second to last, so the only one that still needs to be done is the very last, and you only have one orb left. It is Coral.
okay, I'll go throw that in then.
All right, see how far you can make it here. 60 with the broom. You can't quite get that far, but we'll say that going straight through Sarah essentially can get up to north of her. I'll move you.
Okay.
Up to, whoops, if I can click on the right jig. Up to there. I think it was one more actually. Right there. So you are within, 20 feet of it, so you can try to throw it if you want, or up to you what you want to do the rest of your turn there. That was just movement on the broom.
That was just okay. So I'm just going to get off.
You could
the
hop
broom,
off and dash. Yeah, you could do the same thing you did last time. Okay.
Throw it in and then hop back on the broom.
Okay. All right. I won't change your token for it since you're going to get back on the broom, but you do rush over to it.
Anybody?
So that's still.
Does anybody else still need healing, or is everybody within the spirit?
Norok is near enough that on his turn it would get him. But he was already healed on his last. No, he wasn't. He was because he was too far out, actually. So both Sarah and Norok could still use it if you wanted to move it through them.
Okay, I'll move it through them then as my bonus.
All right. And I'll move it to the other side here. So it'll be 5d6 for them.
Cool ass healing spirit.
All right. Yeah, she hasn't used it in a while, but that was her staple healing for a while.
Yeah, but we didn't really need healing the last time, so I try and balance out my attacks to when we need healing and when I could attack.
Yeah.
Combine that with that Sage's course, though, and that's fucking...
Yeah, two different...
Yeah,
actually, that's not even
cast is
concentration.
freaking great.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about it. Healing spell.
All right.
Thank you.
So 17 more for Norok and Sarah. All right, that was movement, action, bonus action. That it for you then, Fox?
Yep, that's it.
All right. That brings us back to
no
the
one
environment.
concerned about Nazim. Where did he go?
It has actually been like 9 seconds now at this point. But as Artemis drops the last of the orbs into this last vat here, the light does go out for this last one, leaving you all just in the kind of more comfortable glow of the dancing lights, the kind of orangish glow surrounding you from those. The creature is now in the shadow, though, so it's even more difficult to see him now that there's no green glow left in the room.
Don't forget my light from my cantrip.
Did you put it up?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would have.
right,
If it
okay.
was, I did when we first came in.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's just been a couple sessions. Sorry, I didn't have the lamp add-on thing turned on for you. All right, so there's still some light coming from her action. He would be just at the outside radius of that. So he's still just a little bit in the shadow up near the top of the ceiling. But the rest of you are all kind of clambered together in the middle there as he's trying to clearly get up into the to the holes in the ceiling where he had been. But when Artemis drops that last one in, you do feel the ship begin to shift and move some more, and there is an audible cracking almost of like dust and dirt falling off of the sides of the ship as it begins to lift up off of the ground a little bit. You don't feel like it moved up a whole lot, but you definitely did feel like an elevator starting to move kind of thing. What
I
is
don't want to
that?
be rude, but why are we doing this again?
Is that from Poltergeist?
Yep, original Poltergeist.
That's a Craig T. Nelson in there?
Yeah, he was the father. Remember?
Yeah, I love that movie.
He was the scummy real estate agent that was selling houses on Indian burial grounds.
Yeah. Does anybody watch Yellowstone? Anybody seen Yellowstone?
No.
It
I've
is
seen
really
one episode,
fucking
I
good.
think.
But okay. In the third or fourth season, there's this older woman in it that I swear looks like. Well, she doesn't. Okay, she looks exactly how I remember the little old lady from Poltergeist. So remember the little old lady with the weird voice in Poltergeist? Remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah, she was a little person.
Yeah.
Oh, was she? Okay, I guess that probably makes sense. Ben, you remember her, right?
Yeah, that old lady, and she sounded like a little kid.
Yeah. Okay. So this woman. Yeah, she had a very unique voice, like very extremely distinct, right? So this woman, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
There's that person.
This woman in Yellowstone, I was like, there's no way that's her. Like that was 30 years ago or whatever that movie came out. There's no way this woman is just
Still
not old enough.
Yeah.
No,
it came
it's
out
not her. It can't
45
be.
years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
there's no way
she
that it
went
could
from
be her.
old to just old. Good for her.
But it's
She must have
totally
had a
not
lot of
her.
work done to remain
Yeah.
old.
It's totally not her, but she has a very distinct, very similar, distinct voice, and kind of very, very small in stature, and looks very similar. Like that's exactly what I remembered her looking like. And I looked her up because there's no way that this is even possible. Like, is this her like cousin or daughter maybe? And it's not related at all. But swear looked just like her, and I was confused enough that I had to actually check because I didn't believe it. Anyway, you do feel the ship though lift up off of the floor. Off of the ground, rather, outside. No, in the hectic situation, you wouldn't be able to hear anything else from outside just because you're just hearing the dirt and everything falling off of the ship because it had kind of crashed into it. That is it for the ship. You guys wouldn't see anything in relating to Starwhale at the moment. We'll come back to Sarah.
Oh, right. So are we more worried about Nazim or the creature that's still in here?
What happened to Nazim? Did he? I don't even know where he went.
He got pulled into the ceiling by another one of those things.
Oh Christ! Nazim! I would say
No, he'd be too far. Nazim, you
know.
wouldn't be able to hear.
I don't have dark vision shit. I wouldn't know where it would be. I mean, and no doors opened, or is there a way to did the door behind us open or nothing?
Nothing else has happened yet. The ship that lifted off of the ground, and that was it so far.
Seriously, I mean, we can find it, but what are we doing? I don't understand our plan.
I don't know either. We were supposed to put shit in these vats, and the door was supposed to.
I feel like we're just
Helen
getting
step
Nazim
out.
a spaceship at this point. I mean, I say we. This one's just barely bloodied. I'm just kind of like.
It still has a little more than 2/3 of its hit points.
I mean, fine. Let's go after Nazim.
All right. Sarah doesn't really want to go by herself. So how big are these holes in the ceiling that this thing is going?
They're
Like-
all varying
like-
sizes. Yeah.
We can get up there if we
Like
need
the
to.
one that he pulled. him
Yeah, you could fit in through. There's plenty of them that you and Pogo could fit in through. Norok probably very carefully, maybe in one or two, but you don't know. Further in, the tunnels themselves could expand or retract. So that, Norok would be iffy at best.
So like
Hard to
a
make it pretty
giant
close.
bat wouldn't be able to fit through it.
No, you don't feel like you would. You wouldn't be able to fly, at least, if that's what you mean. No.
Okay. Because these things are on the ceiling, so we have to be able to get up there.
Toss me.
It's about 15 feet up too.
Right.
Did you say toss me?
Norok can just throw
Nobody
me up
tosses a
there.
dwarf.
What am I gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna take out my rod, and I'm gonna use polymorph on Pogo and me.
Okay.
And
You have
turn us
you're keeping track of the charges still, right?
into- yes.
Right.
Yeah, I still have I have it written down here. Hang on.
Cool.
I have plenty to
You just
use
haven't absorbed
polymorph.
any in a while, so as long as you're keeping track of them, that's fine.
Yeah, plenty to use polymorph. And then I think, because I don't have, I guess.
What
we'll
are
just
you gonna
put in
turn me
regular
into?
bat. We're just
You
gonna
gonna
turn
ask
into
him first?
regular bats. No, I'm just gonna be like, I'm not going alone, so you're coming with me, and I'm just gonna use my twin thing
Okay.
to.
I'll
it'll
let
take
it
the
do
rest
that.
of my shift
Hang
away.
on.
That way, I
Hang
at
on.
least have an idea of what I'm supposed to do as a bat, because I feel like it's going to be hard for me to do a lot of other stuff. Although I'll have dark vision. That'll be neat for a change.
I was gonna say, hang on. I was gonna say I don't think you can twin a spell out of the rod, but the rod is just acting as a spell slot here, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the rod isn't actually casting the spell. You still have to cast it and concentrate on it, but you're going to use your meta magic for twin spell, right?
Yeah. So it'll
Okay.
be both Pogo and I will be just regular bats, so we can fit up in the one that he took him through, and
Okay.
start going that way. We'll have the echolocation for night vision.
Arteme,
Not
I
owls?
believe.
Oh, cool.
Arteme had seen, I think it was Arteme, right? That had seen the specific one that he was yanked up through, if I remember right.
Yeah, so I'll just point it out.
Okay. All right. Then, with you turning into into bats, then that'll be both you and Pogo. I probably do have a little bat token, but that's fine for now. That's your action to do so, right? So,
Yep.
you are dropping concentration on the dancing lights
Slow.
to do so. Oh shit, and slow. Shit, you couldn't have had both.
Yeah. No, I
So
wouldn't have had the dancing lights.
That would have made light a lot more difficult, which means that Norok would have had. I should have tracked that, but you also should have. So to try to remember that for the future. But Norok would have had a lot harder time seeing, except for when Arda was near enough for it to be able to work, because it would have affected his rolls.
I think
Well,
most of
to
what he
be
did
fair, I
was
could
in
give
front of
him another like pebble with light on it anyway, right?
You could have,
Is
but
it
you didn't.
cantrip? Yeah.
Well, you can't.
Well, if her dance lights would have dropped, I would have done that because it's a cantrip.
Can you just throw it up every 6 seconds on a new object, though? I suppose you probably
I
could.
think so.
Light spell on multiple objects. It seems
doesn't
reasonable
say
that you would be able to. Yeah, there's no limit to. No, okay, never mind. That's just the light itself. I'll come back to that. It's not a big deal right now, especially since it was just hypothetical anyway. For now, I would say that you probably can. It seems like that would be
Because
very
I think
easily
I've done it
abused.
before, but like I wouldn't put on like a ton of things. I just put it like on one or two.
It's not a big enough issue for right now. It probably would have only been one round of Norok's swings that would have been affected anyways, while Arteme was too far south for the light to be, covering him. And plus, there was still the green glow from the vat, so it would have been, at best, it would have been one round of him making normal rolls instead of advantage rolls. But anyway, for now then, Sarah dropping slow, and has polymorphed the two of Sarah and Pogo, so that's still a bonus action and movement.
Okay. So I've got 30 feet of flying speed. So I'm just gonna fly up, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna start going after him.
All right.
At least to find out where he is.
So the hole, I'm gonna let's see. I'll just draw it. The hole that he was yanked up through was back over here. So you can't. You can probably make it just up to the ceiling where the hole is, but not up in through the tunnel yet.
All right.
And Pogo, it's not your turn yet, but you were willingly turning into a bat to move with her.
I guess. Oh, at least you told me the plan. I just wanted to mentally prepare, since when you're polymorph, you just kind of have like a very vague idea of what you want and can do.
And
So
you
I'm just
did,
gonna-
3 seconds ago,
Yeah.
just revert from being an
I'm gonna
eight
get
as
this
well, so-
idea of like, sure, why not?
All right. Nazim, the rescue team, is on the way then in bat form.
The rescue bats are here to save the day.
Which, by the way, regular bats, I'm pretty sure have 1 hit point, right?
Yeah, I have a 1 hit point.
Yep.
Right.
So
Well, the giant bat wouldn't fit.
Should I
I mean,
just
at
start
least
tapping on
find
the
him.
walls like a Pearl Harbor rescue or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
a sunken submarine. Trying
we're
to
gonna
tap
use
those in.
our bat fucking
Sonar.
echolocation to find you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you can make it to about there. Then Becky, I'll put you over there, up near the ceiling, but in bat form. All right. Shan is not concentration or anything, so she's still up because the creature is still, there. But she'll have to try to jump to make the attack. So, assuming
Does
she's
it
still going to try to
float?
attack. She can actually. Yeah, she
Because she floated
does.
up through the ceiling in the ruins.
Yeah, she can. So never mind. So she just part of her movement essentially. She can lift herself up. So no, additional check needed there except for the attack roll.
All right.
And he is still hex technically too. So Can you? Yeah, you could still hold a concentration up when you're polymorph, so you'd still have your hex up. All right, 14 will not hit though.
Yeah. Would my spell drop my
No.
hex? No,
Nope.
because
Because you can still
the
you can hold
creature,
concentration. Yeah. Even while you're polymorphed, you can still hold it. Now, if you get hit, it'll still be con save, but that's it. All right, that's the one that's still far away. Norok, it is your turn. You see the lithomorph is still up on the wall, kind of clambered onto it with 3 arms, both feet and 1 arm rather, and kind of spun around, looking over its shoulder in your direction, like he's possibly going to spit at you here soon.
All right. How high up on the wall is he?
He's basically touching the ceiling already, so his leg is at eye level with you.
All right. I just didn't know if I could still.
Yeah, you can still reach him for sure. Yeah. He's very tall, so I mean he's probably they don't stand upright, but clambered against the wall like that, he's 10 feet of the 15 feet is this creature on the wall.
All right then. I will use Great Weapon Master and Reckless Attack on this one since he's no longer prone.
All right. And importing that, and then just because I can, what'd you roll? Oh, you just clicked it. All right.
There we go.
Polymorph. Seraphina as a bat, and Pogo as a bat. I love how stupid handy these things are. I mean, I don't have a good token for it, so you guys are just little square art for bat because I didn't put bats in there. But
oh, you should have a bat from Maru.
It doesn't even look like a bat. It looks like a hamster with like a weird background.
It does, especially in the picture there. I do Fox, but the way that Foundry is set up, that's a different. It's called a world, so that's a different collection of assets. I have a bat token in my on the computer, of course, but I don't have it loaded into Foundry. Such is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because that's in a different. It's the same narrative world. It's a different, as far as Foundry is concerned, a different world, a different entry. So 21 will hit though. G, go ahead and roll your damage.
He's still slowed, right? Because I was going to use Great Weapon Master, so that would have been.
He's not slowed.
Oh, he's not slowed anymore.
Oh.
Okay, well I did use Great Weapon Master, so that would be what, 16?
Be 16, which will not hit. All right. So second attack. Yeah, Sarah dropped slow to turn her and Pogo into bats.
Okay.
Geez, that token is tiny. You're gonna be able to find yourselves. Like click on the little bat token, like Pogo, or the purple one to the bottom left, which is Sarah. 16 will also not hit you.
Nuts. Okay.
So as he's trying to escape from you, you didn't hit, so he doesn't need to disengage. So that part doesn't matter. But he doesn't have anything reaction-wise that he would be concerned with at the moment. So that's it. All right.
Okay.
That brings us to Nazim. Nazim, you are in this room here that he has kind of begun to drop you down. And again, nobody else, you guys can't act on this information, but just for Sako. As he drops you down into the room, he spins in place as you're still wrapped in his tail, and he flings you into the side of the vat. You crash in through the side of the vat, still paralyzed and frozen. The glass cracks, and you are immediately immersed into this viscous liquid as it spills out. You're not drowning, but the glass is broken, and you are kind of laying in this and bleeding. I won't say it's really additional damage necessarily. It was a minor impact essentially, but you're not really any more hurt by that than you were by being dragged through the tunnels. But still paralyzed.
He threw his dead weight, pretty much.
He basically was. Yeah, it looks like he's dropping you in this room. You know what? Give me a perception check.
Is he going to try to break it at the end of his turn, too?
Yeah, he gets the chance to try to break the paralysis at his turn, yeah.
Cool.
There are 3 bodies in this room as well, and they are dressed in purple garb. Looks very similar to the garb that the soldiers were wearing outside.
Gotcha.
So
I'm still paralyzed. I can't do anything. I'm just
you are still paralyzed.
On the
they're
floor,
dead.
just looking.
Okay. Yeah, they're like full on dead. It's clear that he's dropping you off here. This is like probably a feeding room, is the impression you get. But he's like thrown you into it, and that'll be that's it. His turn is coming up next anyway, so I'm just doing this all at the same time. But he's thrown you off. Sorry, it was the one that, never mind. He didn't move. It was his turn right before Norok. But anyway, yeah, it feels like he's dropping you off with the intent to probably eat you here shortly, based on the condition of the other bodies in the room.
I hope he likes bitter.
We'll just see how. All right, go ahead and make your con save. It'll be the end of your turn, but go ahead and make your con save. DC 20 or DC 18 rather. There you go. All right, 22. So that is the when we come back around here. When we come back to your turn here, you are shaking off the envenomed paralytic poison in that feeding room, essentially. All right, that brings us to this elithomorph that is still in front of us. He is still hexed, which is what that icon is on him.
Cool.
But he does scramble up to the ceiling, and just as he's about to escape through the hole, he's going to turn around and spit a line of acid. I'm going to say that the bat is so small and insignificant, he's not going to pay any attention to that, especially with Norok right beside him. So he'll be kind of trying to hit Shan and Norok as best he can with one line. It's like 60 feet or whatever. So he'll be able to hit, or at least attempt to hit both. For caustic emission. So DC 20 dex save, G, and then Becky, Shan will need to make one as well. And then yours is with advantage still, obviously. You see this happening, so.
Okay.
So
When
Shan
is he leaving
fails
my
to save. He was. Oh, you know what? You didn't move in closer. Yeah, he will be leaving your range. Yes, so you will get an opportunity. Here, dex save coming, G.
Yeah, I'm just lagging. Should be coming now.
All right, there we go. 20. That will succeed.
Sweet.
All right. So you do avoid the line of acid. That might kill Shan. 54, Becky? Shan? Oh, wait, is that half damage on the 50?
Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, she's gone.
All right.
I'm just
Caught in the
thinking.
area must make it. Okay, so it's no half damage, so you just don't succeed, or you don't take any damage at all, G. But Shan is burned out.
Okay.
Adding more scars to her fucked up face. All right, natural 1 will not do. You don't take any damage, but you don't hit him either. All of that was 3 attacks of you trying to hit him as he was running away, and all of them failed.
Yeah.
No specials or anything. Like you just didn't roll high enough, is all. But he does clamber up through the ceiling and is gone from view. And I'll go ahead and tell you too, Ben, since you missed this part last week, but that doesn't mean that he's not still going to be trying to kill you guys. It just means he's not visible to you at the moment.
Yeah, he's just hiding up in the ceiling or the floor or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're ambush predators anyways. That's what they were attempting to do before, was basically just attack you guys from above where you couldn't get them. The only reason that he even got caught is because he lashed out with his tail, and Pogo, as a giant ape, caught him and then yanked him down from the ceiling. It just took him that long to get out of this, extricate himself from the situation. But that is it for his turn. Pogo, it is your turn as a bat.
I'm gonna go ahead and fly. What?
I was just saying, sorry, Sarah didn't exactly give you much of a choice here.
That's okay. So Pogo is flying up into a hole over in this area, and then once he's inside the area,
okay. You're not even trying to go to the same one. You're just picking a random one.
I wanted to go to this one. No, fuck it. So which one do you get pulled up out of? It was over the other way, huh?
Southwest, over by where Becky is. If you look out there, you'll see a tiny purple square. That's
I can't see it. I don't know if I have.
You probably. You know what? Well, okay. I guess it doesn't automatically put in light or echolocation for bats.
So
there you go.
See.
I just put light on you.
Oh, that's just. Oh, I don't even think I can get there. So I would.
What's the flight speed of a bat?
30.
5 feet. Movement is 5.
No,
it's 30 feet.
no,
It's 30 feet
30.
flying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I
30
would
while flying.
probably. This is what I would do then. I would go straight up into whatever the nearest hole is around me.
Okay.
And then I would use, I guess, echolocation to see what I can pick up in my little dumb bat brain.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got advantage on anything using hearing.
Hearing?
Right.
I got
That's good.
hearing.
I mean, it's a bat.
Well, we can't
Giant
see.
ears. Yeah, you can't see. You're gonna have disadvantage on that.
You don't.
So.
You don't have eyes. That's why we have echolocation.
Yeah. Give me.
They're literally blind as a bat.
Yeah.
Is that where that comes from?
Intelligence?
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Yep.
As the bat. You hear the crash of glass coming, like echoing down this tunnel that you're near. Like you're in front of, this one that you're basically at.
Can I tell that
And
it's coming from in this map the north, or is it?
it'd be to the north, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
yeah.
then
So actually, this map is even rotated, and it shouldn't be. I just did it for simplicity's sake, as far as for Foundry. So technically, the north is actually to the right side, but as far as the map is concerned, yes, to the north.
Okay. So I will use my remainder, I guess, 15-ish feet to move forward that way in the hole
Through the tunnel.
through the tunnel.
Okay.
Does the tunnel itself? Can I tell as a bat? Is it big enough for Pogo? How big is this tunnel? Does this bat think?
There are places where it is not, but there is enough room for you to fly through as a bat, and without any difficulty at all. But there is basically, if you got caught by surprise, then you could potentially be in a spot that's too thin. But otherwise, Pogo could probably crawl through this safely.
Okay.
Not run, like he can't stand up and run, but he could crawl through it if he needed to.
My next question. Do I still have concentration on animate objects? Is that tail still doing, or do you think I lose that when I become a bat?
Wait a minute. So you can't have hex and animate objects.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because they're both concentration, so never mind.
Yeah.
Hex is up, and
Okay.
I am going to use my action to dash forward, because I'm a bat, and I can't do shit. 5, 10, 15, so I end up into this, I don't know how far this map actually goes, but I would end up 30 feet northward.
All right.
And then I would like to, when I get as far as I can, look through any hole to the underneath if I can see anything again.
Okay. That's interesting, actually. As you are passing through one of the through the spot to the north, basically, you know that you're at least just barely on the other side of the bone wall, the kind of portcullis thing. Peering down, you do see the top of the Dellen's cap, and then on the other side of that, there's something. You can't get a glimpse of it from where you're at. You would have to go down into the room, but there is something very large. That is like in a pool, in a big green pool, basically kind of like the vats that you were dropping the orbs in, but much bigger. And there's a very big sloshing, like a creature of some sort that is in a big green pool inside that room. So you can dip down if you want to. This will be the end of your movement to get this far. You're basically on the other side of the bone wall. There's two. So I'll tell you this, that basically here. In fact, I'll go ahead and drag you over here to there.
Well, I can't talk or anything.
Yeah.
I'll just stay up in the hole.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dip down into this room outside of. Actually, no. That's a lie. I'm gonna stay up in the hole, or up in the rafters above an area that doesn't have a hole. In case I change back, I'll not fall back down into a hole.
Okay. All right. Then where I just dropped you, there's the bone door that you guys were basically just south of. Then there's the Dellen's cap there, and then there's another bone wall, and you are actually on the other side of that, but I don't want to move you up there because it would reveal it onto the map.
Because I technically wouldn't be able to see what's in that room.
Exactly,
anyway.
you wouldn't be able to see the creature, but
I'm
if I
just
moved to the
flying
other side,
forward.
you would. Yeah, you're still in the rafters above. Rafters are like a suspended ceiling, kind of is a good way to describe it. But yeah, you can see and hear that there is something. Like with this kind of same kind of glowing greenish ooze pool, and there's something inside of it that is very large, that is like sloshing around inside of it as the ship is moving. Remember, and it seems to be jostling that around, whatever it is. All right, that is it for Pogo's turn. Then that brings us to Arteme. What you doing, Fox?
So all this stuff is in. We can't see the one that's in this room.
Correct.
Does Norok still need healing?
How you doing, G?
I'm actually pretty good for now, so if you want to, you can do something else with your thing, because I'm almost all, I'm like 20 hit points missing or something like that, so I'm pretty good.
Okay, so I'm gonna move it to heal him.
Okay, that's your bonus action.
Thank you.
So 5d6 then. The Dellen's cap is still, frantically singing on the other side of the wall there.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare produce flames so that when the other guy shows back up, I'm gonna smash with fire.
Okay. Are you going to move at all, or are you going to stay where you're at?
I'm gonna move to put my back to where the other thing is. That way there's a bit of a warning, or be able to see a bit better.
Move you to, you cut out a little bit there. Move your back to where? Okay, all right. You feel then a scared tendril kind of resting on your shoulder like it's trying to pull its way through the wall. behind you. But as you approach the wall there, the spikes, the bone spikes, recede into the floor, kind of similar to how the other set had came up from the floor. These kind of retract down through the floor, and that is open. And you can see the Delvin's cap behind you, kind of, still clearly scared. You can just sense that it's scared. Pogo, you do see that essentially that wall open back up again as well.
Do I really though? I'm like up in the rafters and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're, well, I guess if you'd actually, never mind, you'd be one too far to the north maybe to be able to see down through this. But at least from the light, you'd be able to see light coming in through the
fast as shit down here.
Sure.
Or up here.
Right. That it for your turn, Fox? Fox?
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
I just can't wait till my mimics finish and I have another room.
It's got to do some growing still, but you've been attaching it to this one still for 2-3 weeks, so like it hasn't been super long yet.
No, and I've been feeding it like every day,
yeah,
once or twice a day. So
all right, that brings us to the ship. The ship that the lifting off is. I don't know if you'd really be able to feel that because it's not a lot of G-force or anything like that as it's kind of slowly lifting off, and you wouldn't be able to hear the reaction from the people outside. So I don't know that there's really anything else that you can tell necessarily. I think the bats probably would have a sense of it. So I would say that both Sarah and Pogo, you can tell that the ship is lifting up more. I think the bats would have a certain sense. Especially for a flying creature to realize that you can't just hover in place without it hitting you. Does that make sense? Am I describing that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So at least some semblance there of what might be happening there. Then neither of you would see it. Arteme and Norok, you do see the Stargoyle flit down from the ceiling back in the room with you guys and is kind of hovering in place, kind of flapping his wings in place, clearly panicked and says in Vindian loud enough for at least the group of you to hear. Did you see where he went? Where did they take him? Where is he?
He went up and we haven't been able to find him. Sarah and Pogo went up to try and find him as bats.
I don't know who Sarah and Pogo are, but there's bats in the ship.
I'll point to where Sarah went up into the wall.
Yeah, I'm not even up yet, so I'm still technically.
Oh, okay. All right. So he would see.
Yeah, I'm gonna point to Sarah and say, "Follow her."
Okay. Looks probably a little bit similar to him because she is in her shadowy shape. Oh, did he? Hang on. I'll check something quick. Hang on one second. Check the camera. My yard guy's supposed to be... Oh, he did it. Shit, I didn't even notice. He finished the yard already. Usually it's really loud. I'm surprised I didn't hear him at all. All right. So, then he does... it's going to take most of his movement, but he kind of murmurs that he already checked the rooms around and didn't see him anywhere, and he's clearly a little bit panicked. That brings us back to Sarah, but give me 1 second here. In fact, guys, let's take a quick 5, but Sako, I still need you. For a second here, and then just for what you see in the room and everything. Yeah, take a quick break, everybody. And Sako, I'll send it to you in Discord here.
Sounds good.
Just for the stuff that you see in that room and everything. Now that you're free from your paralysis. All right. Otherwise, quick break for everybody. Give it 5.
All right.
It's just a body full of corpses. Just a room full of corpses.
You might be about to become one, so we'll see what happens here. But just you by yourself in a room with a still near full health Elithomorph is not necessarily great news. Let's do this. Let me. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you down to the side chat real quick, and then we'll pop back up here in just a minute. Okay. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so instead of typing it all out, this will make more sense. So, the vat that you were thrown into was not empty. You wouldn't have had time enough to really recognize what it is you were seeing in there. But in the crash of you smashing in through it, as it kind of broke it, and then you're kind of beginning to regain your ability to move yourself, a body floats out of the vat, and it's clear that that is another Nazim. It is a clone of Nazim that was growing in this vat. It is not clothed. It doesn't have any of your gear or anything like that. But as the vat smashes and it breaks and it kind of begins to kind of fall across the floor there, it also begins to stand itself up and right itself, and it's definitely like flat out you. It's a clone of Nazim, and the. Without giving too much away, you do recognize that there was a certain manipulation that was happening by the Illithid here, using the Dellen's cap to have multiple clones of Nazim. You were the one that was flying the ship here initially, but it seems like there was more than just one Nazim. Does that make sense?
Okay, so the Illithid were pretty much cloning me multiple times for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I technically exist. I may or may not be a clone. I don't know at this point. But
you're pretty sure that you are. You just, that's not the kind of information you would share, of course. But you're pretty sure that you're not like you're not the original necessarily. You may or may not be, but you have reason to believe that you're probably not. It doesn't change your ideals or anything of that sort, but you have reason to believe that there were multiple, at least, Nazims, and that the Illithid used the Ceramorphs, these kind of half-transitioned humans, as a means of basically navigating a world they're unfamiliar with and communicating, and specifically the abilities that were inferred into Nazim via the Ceramorph, like the ability to be able to change your appearance and things like that, were used specifically for infiltration purposes. Does that make sense?
Okay, yep.
So
as
as
you're
you're
to be an infiltrator of some sort, and not so much a spy, but just more of a useful help.
Yeah, and then as well as the pilot, you're also the pilot. You know that, right? Oh shit, you may not have known that.
No, it's said that a few times. Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you gathered that Nazim is also the pilot, because the rest of the group doesn't know that, except a little bit. Maybe they might be piecing it together from what Starwhale had said.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep it quiet. So
yeah. So you do know that you are the pilot of this ship, and when you disappeared, you don't necessarily remember exactly why just yet, again via the manipulation of the Dellen's cap to kind of alter and remove certain memories from you. The crash had freed these Illithomorphs. There's at least 4 on the ship, by the way, that you do know of. Obviously, the party has now seen 2, but there's at least 2 more. They may still be in cold storage. You don't know, but they were not supposed to be out at all. They were just being transported. The Dellen's cap is still also just being transported essentially, but is kind of a tool that the Illithid are also using. Does that make sense?
So pretty much what I can gather is I was piloting the ship. This ship crashed at some point. I left the ship. We were transporting 4 of these creatures plus a Dellen's cap. I don't know why. I don't know where we came from, but I know that this is the situation we're currently in right now.
Yeah.
And I would assume that the hunter, I guess is what they were calling him, my master, he, I would assume, also was on the ship traveling with
warrior?
me. Warrior,
the warrior was not on the ship, no. But you do know that when the ship crashed, and this is only information that just Nazim has so far, although you do know that Starroyal knows this as well, so he might be able to help everybody with that information potentially. But the warrior is a vanguard. The warrior was sent here before everyone else as the first starts of an invasion force. And there's a you again, Nazim would also know this, that there's essentially a thinny. Remember, like the thinny and the that went into Phaedros, that you guys fought the Legion at. There's a thinny at the bottom of the ocean that these creatures are coming in through, and the warrior was one of the first, essentially, and he was out in that ocean or that island out there where they killed him.
So my narrative pretty much is we crashed. I escaped the ship. I met up with the warrior. That was my master for a while down here.
Well, you went to go meet up with the warrior. This will come up here. So these are just the details that Nazim already knows. Mm-hmm. You were on your way to go meet up with the warrior there and sensed that he died as you were on your way. You never reached it there. And that's when you started hunting these guys down, trying to find the rest of the party here to find out, how and why they killed the warrior.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Let me add this to my notes just in case. I just put a little quick jot down.
Sure.
Kind of important info. The pilot.
I'm going to tell them a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Let me know once you've got that jotted down.
Okay, maybe like 1 more minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
And these things are called Illithis, 4 Illithis.
You actually know they're actually called Qualid. Here, I'll send it. Illithid is what... That is what they're actually called. The mind flayers. That's so mind flayers. They're called Illithid by these other species. They call themselves Qualid, which is where the language comes from that used to be called Qualish. Or Qualith, rather. But Qualid and Illithid are the same thing.
Okay.
There will be more opportunities to get this, revealed in game as well. I know this was a quick lore dump, all of this all at once.
No problem.
I actually didn't expect that to happen quite that way. So there may still be opportunities for some fuckery if you feel like messing with the party. But we'll see what you want to do here.
All right, sounds good. I wrote down pretty much most of it, so I'm good to go.
All right. So you are now in a room with an angry Illithid that seems like it's about to try to eat you, and a clone of Nazim. Nazim, I'll just put it to you this way, that Nazim will probably not have a great chance one-on-one in a fist fight, essentially, with one of these Illithid. So you essentially would have had about 2 turns or so. So what would Nazim have done in this room with this clone? With a few, the clone is alive. It is another Nazim, but it is now on its feet, kind of a little bit panicked and a little bit disoriented, but otherwise panicked here with the Illithid. What would Nazim do? And then in the event that the party finds him, because you know that thare on the way, what do you like? I guess what is Nazim doing here?
All right. Well, since I have no ties with this, I just know that this is just another me. First things first, I'll just take a quick second to look around the room to see if there's anywhere that I can hide from this or disguise myself away from this thing.
Okay.
So that way, if he sees me in the room and he kills me in the room, I'm dead, according to him, and he'll leave us alone.
Okay. There's definitely the way that you came in, up through there, but there's other holes as well, and the door to this room, essentially, like the little chamber that you're in, not the way that you came in, because remember you came in through the ceiling, but the door to this room is those bone spikes, but there's no fibrous material, meaning you can see the other side of the wall, so you could teleport through it with Misty Step or anything of that sort if you wanted to, and then run or whatever you wanted to do there.
Okay. Does it feel like I have time before these things come back, or?
Yeah. No. You're gonna have 2 rounds of time, so you have 2 actions, 2 bonus actions, and your movement for all of this to try to get out. I'm gonna tell it to you this way, though. You know that Sarah and Pogo are probably gonna land in this same room when they go through these tunnels, and what we're gonna do here in narrative is, I'll give you the opportunity if you want to do this, is you can play the clone. So you can you won't know them. This clone won't know who they are or anything of that sort. Does that make sense?
Yes, kind of. So all Nazim really, the clone of Nazim will just remember who Nazim is as he was cloned.
Yeah, all of his
have the
backstory.
memories. Yeah.
Yep.
Up until he supposedly got on the ship, quote unquote.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you want to, but that Nazim will not recognize them or know who they are or anything of that sort. So that's up to you if you want to play through that or not. Otherwise, it'll just be a matter of confusion.
That might be kind of fun. I can just have Nazim go through the door and escape out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is you can, if you want to, your real Nazim, you can use that to go hide, to go escape, and then we'll have at least a short amount of time of the confusion. But playing it off of this kind of naked and confused and not remembering them at all, Nazim. Of them, kind of going through that. So
as far as they know, I'm just the Terminator that just showed up. I'm naked on the floor and I've lost my memory.
yeah, there you go. They could try to fight the bigger jacket and stuff like that.
I need the clothes, the boots, and motorcycle, so we're good to go. So Nazim's just going to zoom right past him, try and get out, knowing that he's just going to essentially be cannon fodder probably, and he's going to just go to safety.
Right.
I'm thinking, I can't ask Nazim anything because I am Nazim. He knows exactly what I know. up until
Yeah, basically.
the vet.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you may potentially get the opportunity to do so. If the clone survives, but the clone still has your abilities and everything too. So, if it turns into a fight, because remember the lithomorph is still in there with the clone. So if the party shows up, you just just acting as the clone Nazim. Don't say that out loud. Just say as Nazim. Just as your normal self essentially.
Just
that you
weird,
don't know who they
eccentric,
are.
naked Nazim for no reason.
Yeah, if anything, that might like the oddness that you've always had for him. It might just stand out as normal Nazim.
It just works. Sometimes I like to get naked when I get chased.
All right, so don't say anything about it. Don't spoil it. But I'll bring
Got
us
it.
back into the chat there, and then when your turn comes up, actually when Sarah gets there, which will be her turn here in just a moment. Then
Gotcha.
we'll
I'll just
pick
be
it up from there.
confused and shaken.
All right, jump back up. Oh. All right, everybody here?
Yerp.
Why are my notes freezing up? I think it was Justin, right?
I'm here.
All right.
Yeah.
Ben, Fox.
Yep.
We have Fox back.
I haven't heard her.
All right.
We were being pretty quiet though. I ate some mangoes.
Is it mango season? Oh, Storm's coming, Justin?
Yeah, what is supposed to be next week and weekend?
like
It's supposed to,
Monday.
snow in Tahoe.
Yeah, like Monday through Friday. So it's supposed to be at least thunderstorms and everything here. Normally it wouldn't be a big deal at all. We just never get thunderstorms anymore, so I care about that kind of thing. Fox, you back? Come on.
Wasn't that Seinfeld episode of Seinfeld where they're getting fruit from that one place and it was the mangoes that they're getting, right? Or was it plums or something like that? And then Kramer refused to get fruit from anywhere else. I can't remember what it was. I think it was mangoes that they were getting. I think it was mangoes.
Yeah,
Him and George were getting them.
That sounds right. It's been so long since I've seen it. All the actors from that keep dropping like flies, though.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah.
Jerry
Both?
Seinfeld died 2 days ago.
No, he didn't. But both of Jerry's parents, I think, are dead now. Like Jerry's mom just died like a couple days ago, but she was 95. I mean, she that was a good long life, but long life at least, anyways. But I think both of George's parents are dead. If I like recently too, all within the last year or two now.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were already a little on the elderly side, sure, even when that show was on in the 90s, late 80s and 90s and everything. Come on, Fox.
If anybody's looking for GPUs, Amazon right now has a flash deal for an RTX 3080 for $999. Still in stock.
$10?
$999.
That makes a little more sense to me.
Yeah.
What? The way you said
Flash sale for
$9.99.
$10. Yeah. I mean,
I thought I was like,
they're coming back to regular price, but not like.
Yeah,
Unless
MSRP's MSRP's on those are like $849. So $999 is pretty good. I have not seen them for anything less than about $1,600 for the last year, and they spiked at about $2,000.
They've been $1,300-$1,400 for the last, well, at least from the stuff places I was checking, anyways, like $1,350-ish.
They're impossible to find because those scalpers.
You know what? Actually, that might not be availability at least, but at least the prices I was seeing, it was around there for a bit before I bought this computer. So that's why actually I was like, well, I'll just go with a pre-built then. Specifically because if I'm going to pay that much for it, I might as well just get
Go all in.
good machine the whole way around, and then not have to worry about getting it from some third party that isn't going to honor warranty and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. If anybody wants that link, I'll put it into one of the chats.
I don't think anybody else builds PCs except you and I.
I'm on PC Part Picker right now, just building a new one because I got to get a new TV installed upstairs, and then I'm going to run a second machine upstairs. Or a third machine, whatever.
I use the same one piped through the house. It's convenient. Obviously, if Reach is on one or something like that, that wouldn't work for you. But apart from that, I have the same machine that is usable anywhere in the house, which is nice.
Yeah, I keep the God machine in the living room. I bought Risha a nice high-end laptop so she touches her own. And I have a kind of an older build for the office for work because I don't care too much. Just, VPN.
Your non-work machine,
Yeah,
non-work work machine.
that's what I'm on right now. I kind of use a work, non-work. It's just kind of a half potato.
Yeah. All right. Well, Fox, you're still not back.
Sorry, I just got back.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Then we'll pick up where we left off. Sarah flapping through the tunnels there, trying to make your way northward. Pogo, did you dashed as a bat, right?
Yep, that was my action.
Okay. Let's see. It'd be close. I'm gonna say that you can make it. Specifically, the path that Pogo was following isn't quite the same, but just for yeah, we'll see. We may come one round through here. Yeah, I think it'll be one more round actually before you can make it. I'm gonna go ahead and move then. Pogo, when your turn comes up, you're not gonna dip down into the room with the big vat. You're gonna keep going northward up through the tunnel.
I keep going northward. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
To where you
what
heard
I
the
would
glass break.
do. Yeah, I'm on just a mission to try to find Nazim.
All right. So in that case, then I'm going to drag both of you off to the sides so that you don't. I kind of messed that up a little bit there, but you didn't see anything, I don't think.
Eyes are closed.
Well, I mean, just the map reveal part of
Looking at my phone.
Just so that you don't see what's in that room to the north of you guys there. But I will drag the both of you upward as Sarah. You're doing the same thing. You're dashing through the tunnels.
Yep.
All right. Then in that case,
There's
of what?
something like some weird language on my thing. Do I not?
Where?
I have no idea what that says.
I didn't have a token selected. That was me. I typed in "Let us know when you're back, Fox," but I didn't have a token selected, so it must have been in a gibberish language instead of in Vindian or something. So was it 5 minutes ago? Is that what it says in the little 5M ago?
Yeah, there's one for 12 minutes ago and one for 5.
12 minutes. Yeah, but there's a couple more minutes, guys. Yeah, both of those were. I had said a couple more minutes, guys, and then the other one was "Let us know when you're back, Fox." So sorry, I guess that those didn't translate for you guys. If I select a token, then it'll automatically choose, Vindian. But all right.
No, they're translated for me. They're in English.
That's weird. Why would it not be for you then, Becky? Yeah, that's fine though. So hang on one second. Let me grab those tokens and move them up. You won't be quite there yet, but basically the both of you, I would say you probably can even hear each other. The little echolocation, subsonic sounds in the tunnels there. The both of you are flying above another large room, like you're upwards a little bit, kind of in the like the next floor essentially. If these were actual floors, are able to see this room there that I just moved the two of you into. So anything else other than dash? Still have bonus action technically.
Nope, because all I can do as a bat is listen and bite. So
okay. You did see very small, almost dog-like creatures. There were multiple of them. A few of them are not moving, and as you were flying over, you saw at least one that is moving. Very, very small, literally about the size of like between a cat and a dog or so. That you flew right directly over one of them. But there's a few bodies that they're also dead. But other than that, no, you didn't see an lithamorph or anything like that.
It's a pet for Nora. He finally gets one.
Please don't. I mean, if you guys really want to, sure. But God, having so many pets makes it so difficult to keep track of shit. All right, that's it though. Just continuing to fly. All right. Mm-hmm. Then that will bring us back to Norok. What are you doing, G?
All right, I am going to. Alright, so I guess I will just actually move up closer to where Artemis is, in case those things come back down, which I'm assuming they will soon. So
okay. You do know that you guys have seen two of them, and one of them ran off. Basically, it ran it through the ceiling with Nazim. So the one that you've injured is still there. Basically, it's above in the ceiling as far as you know. All right.
And can I ready my action in case I see a tail to try to grab him? Yeah, that's what I'll go try to do. If I see a tail come down, I'll see if I can grab it like
yours doesn't have a tail.
Yeah, you're right. We already knocked his tail off. Okay, well, I'm just going to ready my action to where if I see one of them, I will ready my sword to hit it. So.
All right. All right. Then in that case, we will. All right. Then Nazim, in the room there, you were standing up, for some reason naked at this point, and are very awkwardly in a room full of bodies and broken glass, like stepping in broken glass, and this liquid here, face to face with one of the elithomorphs, rather not a lithid but a lithomorph, as it is kind of backed up against this doorway. It is another bone portcullis, thing. You can see through to the other side, so if you needed to teleport, you probably can. You do. You know what? Actually, you wouldn't know that your friends are on the way, but basically, the creature isn't blocking the door entirely, but it does look like it's barred. You would probably have to teleport your way through it, or otherwise get it open. What are you doing?
Gotcha. I will teleport. Looks like it's only 15 feet away, so I could easily teleport through and GTFO.
Okay. All right. Then you are gonna Misty Step?
Yes. Let me pull this up really quick. Get my character sheet up.
I'll have to move you through because I think that'll be a wall, and I think it's 30 feet, right?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check here. Is it Far Step?
Oh shit! I forgot you have a special one from Warlock. Let me see.
Yeah. I have a Pact Magic for Far Step, and
I think Far Step just lets you do Misty Step, isn't it? Let me find it.
Yeah.
Do.
Teleport 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see on each of your turns before the spell ends. You can use a bonus action to teleport in this way again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to actually use a spell for this. I guess it's not a.
I think it's one of your. There it is. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it is concentration though. So yeah, will be something you have to concentrate on, but you can at least keep it up if you so choose. All right, then go ahead. Well, I'll put you on the other side of the door, and then you can move yourself wherever you want to be. We'll put that up to recognize that you are concentrating. All right, so that was 15 feet to get there. So you still have 45 feet in whatever direction you want to be.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Okay.
45, and as I'm walking by, I'm just looking at this thing on the ground.
What thing?
Whatever this...
Pogo.
That's Giuseppe, and he's.
I haven't gotten there yet. I'll be there next turn.
Oh,
You're there. Like you like that. This is basically just for narrative purposes, I guess. Well, shit. You know what? Your turn's coming up.
it is literally an icon of a cat or squirrel.
It's actually
That's
his
a
head.
bat.
He's here. There. I just set it right side up. If you zoom in and look at it now, it's like a weird bat with like no eyes. Like the eyes are just blacked out or whited out. I guess.
See him on the combat tracker too. It just looks
it is weird.
Wow.
It looks like
it was
a
upside down.
hamster.
Yeah, if you look at what Nazim just dropped it, or Sako just dropped Nazim in Embers, because it was upside down, it looked very strange. Yeah, that's literally the D&D Beyond image drop for the bat. That's what it downloaded. So, and I didn't have a small token ready.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess it will be next turn, Pogo, before you're actually there. I'll tell you though that.
Okay, so Pogo will see a naked Nazim run past him then.
Teleport, because you teleported out. So you
teleport past him, yeah.
But with a flash of arcane, bluish arcane energy, you would have seen the appearance of a naked Nazim down below, at least as you come through. That brings us. Any bonus actions?
Nope. I am just going to keep running as fast as possible down, so I will keep that momentum going.
Okay. All right. That brings us back to the lithomorph that is in the ceiling above. Well, he might actually get a good shot now. There is a. You know what? Actually, this part would be silent, but there's an appearance above you, Norok, as you're kind of looking out towards where where you expect the creature to be. You see the face appear. There's a drip of blood, kind of this caustic, acidic blood off of the side, as it just barely, a small, bit of the jaw essentially is visible. Otherwise, the rest of it is still completely obscured. As he is going to. He doesn't have a tail anymore, so his options are really limited. It's probably going to spit again, I think. Yeah, that wouldn't do him any good. Yeah, he's going to do another caustic emission. So DC 20 Dex save G. And Arteme as well.
Okay.
I'm on the broom.
Yeah, it's a line of spit.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a line, that would intersect both you and Norok. In fact, actually,
Got you.
well, I guess it would be the end of its range anyway. So, Artemis succeeds.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good job.
Artemis is actually rolling really well tonight, and Norok's had like 3 missed attacks and this mixed deck save here with advantage of mixed deck save. That never happens. All right, let's see. It'll be damage. Ben, and this is acid, so it won't be halved from your rage. 49 damage to both of you, to Artemis and Norok. And the head slips away back into the ceiling. He doesn't. Actually, he's not slowed anymore, so he does have his legendary actions back.
Artemis.
Oh yeah. I had
Sorry.
fire,
Yeah, sorry.
so-
Yep, never mind. And it's no damage actually on a succeed, so never mind, Fox. You didn't take any damage. Just 49 to Norok.
Okay.
And that is it for his turn. So that brings us back to Giuseppe.
Oh, when he showed up, did I get like the produce flame? It said it for when it. attacked us?
You do, yeah. Actually, so Ben, yours would have you can't melee attack it at range. So were you readying Vulcan to throw?
No, I don't have that again.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So then, Artemis produce flame though. 25 does hit. 12 damage. All right. There you go. All right. That brings us back to Giuseppe though.
So, where I'm at on this map, would this be moving after my next
Yeah,
turn?
we'll say that you're here-ish.
So I
but
just continue moving forward as like I saw like a weird flash.
you know what? That's fair. No, exactly. I'll put you back there because this would be about where you were. And you see a flash of blue arcane light, and like humanoid feet hitting the ground, which you would probably assume must be Nazim.
Okay. I mean, I'm still just gonna use my movement to get kind of up to where Nazim is, and I guess just keeping.
He's naked. It's Nazim, but he's naked. Yeah.
I don't know. Bats don't care. I'm just gonna stay up in the ceiling and I guess keep an eye out. And I don't know if anything I can hold or anything. I'm just gonna be up in the ceiling.
From there, actually, you can see another of those kind of bone doors, that portcullis door, and you can see an lithomorph on the other side of it. Like it's spinning in place, like looking around, like it's looking for something.
Like down. So I'm still up in the
Northwest.
top rafter areas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. This you can see enough into this room. It's pretty wide open otherwise. So, unless you're staying high up,
okay.
that you couldn't be.
Or just kind of like maybe duck down and see it. Well, I'm a bat. I'm not gonna fucking know. No, I'm just gonna be up here, and then I'll. Yeah, that's all that's all I'm gonna do. I want to see what happens next. All right, next Artemis.
You
turn.
could go down and revert if you wanted.
I know. I don't know if I want to. I'm not quite sure what's happening.
All right.
I don't know what's going on. I don't
That's
know.
fine. Totally fair. No problem. So the I'm gonna open this door real quick so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll move him slightly. So do you see him up there now on your map, G or Justin? Should see him through the door to the northwest.
Oh yeah, tiny thing. Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. All right. So that's where the other. He can't. He's on the other side of the bone wall. Like he can't walk through it. I just opened it so that you could see through it. All right. Then that'll bring us to Artemis.
Right.
So Fox, the wall behind you has the bone spikes have receded. You can see on the other side, of course, the Dellen's cap is there, and there are stairs on either side.
Okay, I'll go into that room then.
Okay. All right. So just on the other side. Yeah. There you go. Oops. Sorry. There you go. Whoops.
Yeah,
Messed you all up. There you go. Now you're where you are. There are stairs to the left and to the right. Both of them seem to go up into the next chamber above.
Guess I'll try going up a stair.
Okay. Then you flying up with your broom, you'd be able to make it at least to the top of the stairs, or maybe a little bit further. Let me move you real quick. Just leaving Norok behind there at the moment. There, obviously, you can make it up the stairs now too. But you make it up to here. You did hear kind of footsteps coming from above. You make it up to the top of the steps there, and you see a naked Nazim to the northeast of you. And there is a very small, about the size of a dog, creature, like right underneath you as you make your way up the stairs. As soon as it sees you, it scrambles away, rushes. You don't recognize it as clearly a species you're not familiar with at all, but it rushes away like it is afraid or didn't know, you surprised it or scared it. But otherwise,
yeah.
it doesn't seem hostile to you. But you do see a naked Nazim to the northeast, and you would not see Pogo or anybody yet. So that's it.
Okay.
That's how Nazim
Making
runs
my way
now.
downtown, fucking fast.
All right. So that was action, or sorry, that was movement. Rather, you still have action and bonus action, Fox.
I'm trying to see where my token is, but I can't.
You're way to the north now. You're on the second floor. So the
Oh, okay, I see it.
yeah. So basically, it's the floors. This isn't actually this far north. You just went up one floor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll just wait for Norok here.
Okay. So no actions or bonus actions.
Mhm.
You do see a naked Nazim like running away from something to the northeast of you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna wait for Norok.
Nobody wants to help naked Nazim. He's clearly in something as serious has happened, something fucked up has happened. He's naked and running, and you're all just like, well, fuck it, just let him figure it out.
He's running towards me already, right?
Yeah, he is. He's well southward. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's no reason to go closer to the danger yet until I know what it is.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Nothing that the ship is doing at the moment. The Stargoyle is chasing after Sarah, so he'll be. I'll move him up there as well. He won't be too far behind her. Just Norok left him in the room now with the other Lithid above him. Stargoyle will also actually be up in the ceiling, so you won't really. Well, he could be diving in and out, but you don't see him at the moment. That brings us back to Sarah.
Right, so is this where I'm at now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your tunnel went straight. Pogo's wasn't the correct tunnel. Not that it matters really. You both end up in the same place.
Okay. And do I see Arteme or Nazim or anything?
I mean, you're up in the ceiling, but you would hear. Actually, Arteme was on the broom, so you probably wouldn't have heard her. But you did see the flash of teleporting, the arcane light that you knew to be teleportation, and hear feet hit the ground. So I mean, if you dip down at all, you would see Nazim. Yeah, and
Okay,
in fact,
cool.
Arteme as well. Yeah.
All right, now can I drop polymorph on myself and still main concentration until Pogo's ready to drop it when he wants?
Yeah.
I don't even think I get to choose. It's all you.
Yeah, exactly. He can't.
Like I
do
have
it
to.
on his
I
own.
have to. If I choose, I have to still beat the save.
Yeah.
Okay. But Pogo's not on the ground right now.
I'm just up in the rafters. You can probably hear that from some random tunnel echoing around.
little bat squeaks.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I don't want to drop it while he's up there.
Well, you
So-
dropping it. Oh, okay. Meaning drop it on him.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, could I revert my form?
Yes, you can
Without
drop your
reverting
own.
hits.
Yeah, you use twin spell, which means they're two separate spells.
Great.
It's still the same concentration, but otherwise, yeah, you don't need to worry about it breaking for him if you drop it for yourself.
Okay, then I'm gonna drop down to the ground then, as I guess close to Nazim as I can.
Okay. You have enough
Or-
flight that you can get over
well-
by him.
He's coming towards us, right?
He's running southward, yeah. So I mean, even if you're just on the other side of the stairs, you'd be able to kind of be within eye shot of him.
All right, then I would probably go here.
Okay.
And then drop my form.
All right. If you bring your sheet up, you should see a restore transformation up in the top, like the title bar.
Mine or the bats?
Your character sheet. Well, the bat character sheet. If you double click on your token on the map, it should bring that one up. It'll say Seraphina with bat in parentheses. Do you see restore transformation at the top?
Restore. There it is.
There you go. Now you're back to. I'll probably have to fix your token. There we go. All right,
Okay.
you are all set. So what are you doing?
Well, he's obviously running from something, so I'm going to ready Mind Sliver just in case.
All right. You do hear thrashing to the north of you, which is the direction that he's running away from. So, all right.
I
So
mean,
you're
I
ready,
know
Mind Sliver.
something took him, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I'll just
All right. Then Dellen's Cap is still trying to get away, but everybody abandoned it, and now it's just Norok and the Dellen's Cap. So the Dellen's Cap is going to awkwardly float up behind Norok, and the way that Pogo tries to use Norok as a human shield, except this is a very large space jellyfish trying to wrap around Norok, trying to hide and use Norok as a shield.
Just wraps all the tentacles around his waist and hold on.
Yep. So similar sensation, only very different and extremely awkward for Norok. But that is it for that one. The elithomorph that is actually in the room, you hear a clambering sound that it's clearly it's run up the side of the walls again and gotten up through the ceiling is the impression you get, and then it's silent again as it is, up in the ceiling above. It seems like just like the last one. But you didn't see it. Nazim, if you were to look through there, you would see it, running up through the ceiling there. All right, that brings us back to Norok.
All right. Did Arteme go north of me?
Yes. So that bone wall that was straight north of you, that receded. So there is another one behind it, but you do know that there's stairs. Like, in fact, from where you're at, although they left you with no light.
Oh.
I was going to say, I can't see too well right now.
And just I gave him a public lighter on it.
Yeah, you didn't, but I'm going to go ahead just for the sake of simplicity. Just remember those things in the future, guys, because this is a very dark place.
Right?
Yeah,
but
sorry,
is he
I
gonna pull a
leaving.
torch out? Yeah, he didn't say anything, early enough. But just for the sake of narrative, not abandoning Norok in the dark here, especially with with the alien elithomorph chasing him and the jellyfish trying to like hug him and hide.
Yeah, but
making
one
it harder
doesn't have
for
a
Norok to
tail, so I think we're okay.
That's true. This one is still the injured one.
Is the Dellin's cat bioluminescent? Does he put off light?
Not, a little bit, not very much. It's like extreme.
okay.
It'd be 5 feet. It'd basically be like as far as you could see on your own here.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, we'll just, for the sake of narrative, we'll say that Arteme did give you a separate light ahead of time, so that you can actually see. But yeah, you do know that there's stairs that she had flown up right behind you there. She went to the left, but well, you know what? You wouldn't have any way to know whether the left and right would go the same direction. Yeah. So you know
I
that she
wouldn't know
went
which
to the
way
left.
she went. Oh, okay. I didn't know if I could see her through there or not. But...
You saw her. Well, you can. You know what? Actually, she is right at the top of the stairs still. So you probably can just barely see the light because she still has her light on herself. So you can see her light coming down the stairs to the left.
Okay.
So even just running towards the light, you would see that must be where she is. Are you going to dash as well?
Yeah, because I'm already past mine. So.
Okay. All right. Then I'll go ahead and drag you out there because I'm going to have to move you to the other floor real quick.
Okay. I think I would be able to get most of the way up there.
Yeah, you'd be able to get to the top of the stairs.
I'm gonna, have the jellyfish go with me. Point this way, or take his little tentacle, bring him with me, whatever. So that way he knows that we're moving.
Okay.
He knows I'm not leaving him.
All right. So you run your way up the stairs as fast as you can. You still have your bonus action. Anything with that?
No. And readying an action, I would have had to not use my action, right?
Yeah, you would have had to use your action as the readying is just the trigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's it then. Because I dashed. So.
All right, cool. All right, then that brings us to Nazim.
Naked.
Well, Norok, you rush your way up the stairs. You see naked Nazim running southward. You see shadowy Sarah has just reverted form, kind of between the two of you. And you do see Stargoyle starting to peek his head down through the floor.
Gotcha. All right, I will continue my journey south. I'm actually looking at those stairs going down to the right. I'm assuming that would take me to the floor below. Can I jump over that?
The ones directly to the left and right of you, are those ones you're referring to?
This one all the way at the bottom here.
Okay. Those go back down to the where you guys just were. The ones to the left and the right go up, and those go back down to the floor where you guys just came up from. Oh, you came a different route. You were pulled in through the air ducts essentially, but yeah.
Okay, so I didn't come through there. Okay, gotcha.
Correct. Yeah, you were pulled in through the tubing essentially inside this thing.
Okay. And these are the stairs going up to my left. Is that correct?
Yeah, the left and right are stairs going upward to the next floor.
Gotcha. All right, I will use 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I think that's as far as I can get right there.
Okay.
I'm going to be running up the stairs as fast as possible. And as I'm running by everyone, I'm just going to book it as fast as possible, out of breath, and just say, hey, people, there's a Quaalude back there. Better run.
All right. They won't know what that is.
Like a drug?
Qualid. It's pronounced
Or
qualid.
qualid. Sorry, qualid.
This is what he says. That's the word he says. And
I
I'll
see
tell you
like
that
a weird,
none of you.
looks like
okay.
musical
What is?
notes. There's a number 8 and a percentage sign in there.
All right. So I definitely have it on video.
Wingdings.
I don't know why it's not. There must be something busted with the translation. Do you see that now?
Nah.
I see
No.
qualid.
I
I can
wonder.
see it
When
on both of them.
Function of,
When I look at my languages, it's just dots. And
There
there's
must
no
be-
the
options.
character side of it that's messed up.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, he just said it out loud. I can put it in Embers for now, but it must. There's probably
That
something
also
wrong with
looks
the.
like weird shapes to
Does
me.
it really?
Yep.
I'll put it in the Embers chat in Discord, but it's Qualid, Qualid that he said, and none of you recognize what that word means. Which, if anything, that making it look like more gibberish is probably just typical Nazim fashion of being confused. But yeah, he said the word Qualid that none of you know what he's referring to. But
Also, I'm a bat, so I don't know.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, polymorph bat, you wouldn't have your normal sense anyways. All right, so are you going to dash also?
Yes, second move will be a full dash of 30.
All right.
So I'll continue upstairs.
All right, let me go ahead and move you upstairs then. All right, you would make it to about there at the top of the stairs there.
Okay.
So you make your way up there. There's another of these kind of portcullis bone doors in front of you. You're not close enough to trigger it yet, but there is another one. This one does have the fibrous material blocking the view, so you can't see inside of it. There is another set of stairs in between though that goes even higher. So
Gotcha.
up to you. But that's as far as you can move, anyways. You still have bonus action.
Okay. At this time, I'll just take the bonus action just to kind of ready myself instead, just in case I get chased.
All right. That brings us to the other one. Well, he's still gonna have to try to chase after you. I don't know if he can get that far. The wounded one. The tail wouldn't really affect its movement speed, and 60 feet is a good ways. Let's see, how far would 60 feet get? Not quite close enough, especially not without its tail. All right. I'll just move him up there, and that will bring us to Pogo.
So seeing that, I wouldn't really recognize what he said, but I am still just on a mission to just follow him and, get to him.
Okay.
Is there a way to fly inside these tunnels to go up, or do I?
Yeah, so the tunnels. That's what I was trying to describe before. I wasn't doing a very good job of it. The tunnels. Yes, there's a lot of them that'll go like straight north and south and everything, but there's plenty of them that just go like straight up and down. Yeah. And although I was dragging you way across this map, it's only because these are stacked on top of each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you didn't need to go 60 feet. You only needed to go up like 15. If that makes sense. Yeah.
So I will, after seeing him run that way, I will do my best to follow him using the these pre-existing tunnels.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be quicker.
I'm
than
also gonna use my echolocation. And do I hear anything up in these tunnels, or can tell that anything's moving towards me at any rate of speed?
No, it doesn't seem like it. You do see a bunch of these very small, kind of almost dog-like creatures.
And I'm not gonna worry about those.
Yeah, they don't seem to be threatening at all. Yeah.
Yep. So that's all I'm doing, and then I have to dash. I'm gonna have to dash as well to get to him. If I get to him and it looks like he's still running, I am going to stay up in here and just follow him through the tunnels.
Okay.
If he is stopping or doing something different where he doesn't look like he's continuing, then I'm going to drop out of the tunnels next to him.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and move you up there then. Well, ignore you just got pulled through another chamber, but it doesn't really matter if you see that one anyways. Just you didn't actually see that, but just because you were going up and not northward, if that makes sense. All right. But you are up there next to Nazim. He's rushed up the top of the stairs, still naked and kind of gasping, apparently running like an awkward mannequin as he makes his way through there. But that if your turn then?
That's it.
All right. That brings us to Arteme. Arteme, you saw Pogo. Easter's tomorrow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Huh.
I'm doing
All right.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't give a fuck anyways. It makes no difference to me. I just didn't realize it was already. I thought it was usually like late April. But you did see Naked Nazim though, kind of run up to the base of these stairs that you're close to, Arteme, the ones to the northeast of you a little bit, and then ran up the stairs as fast as he can. He's up at the top of them now. You can still just barely see his feet.
Okay, I'll go up and follow.
Okay. Then you rush up there as well. I'll go ahead and drag you off of the map and then up there. If I can get you all the way up here. There's actually a better way to do this now, and I just haven't set it up yet, for essentially multi-level tokens, so that you guys you just touch, like if you move your token onto a specific square, it'll automatically teleport you to, the top of those stairs on a different side of the map. That kind of stuff, which will be really cool. I just haven't configured it yet. All right, so you make it to the top there. You don't see... Pogo would still be kind of in the space between the floors, really. But otherwise, you do see Naked Nazim there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna ask him what the heck a qualid is.
They're kind of scary, but they're not as bad as... Or they're a little bit worse than the elithomorphs.
Okay.
Right.
No mention of why he's naked or anything else and why he's running?
Well, he's running because of the qualid, and the naked, I don't really want to know.
Is that also typical Nazim fare? All right, actions, bonus actions, Fox.
What does his jump look like?
Oh.
Does anybody still need healing?
Nazim is actually in pretty rough shape.
Okay.
Let's see.
I would have brought my
but your
healing
spirit,
turret with
well, you
me,
wouldn't be able to
so-
move it this far.
Yeah, you can only
I
move
think
what, 10 feet a turn or something, or 20 feet?
No, I mean, she can move it, but I think it's like 30 feet per round as a bonus action or something like that.
Yeah, I would have moved it with me. Sorry, I forgot to mention.
Well, I just
can't
mean
pick
you
it
wouldn't be
up?
able to keep it. No, I mean, you could keep the spell up, but it wouldn't be able to keep up with the broom. The broom moves too fast for it.
Right, but would I be able to pick up the spirit?
It's not a physical object.
Right. Okay. I'll just use a different healing spell on him.
Okay. He's clearly pretty lacerated. Like the broken glass has cut him up quite a bit. Like there's slashes all over his feet, over his torso. Like you heard broken glass kind of echoing through it, and the slashes are kind of the primary injury. It seems like. What healing spell are you using?
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You'll get the free upcast by 2 levels too, so
Yeah.
1d8 for each level, so it would be 3d8. Just roll 3d8 manually if you're casting it at first level.
Yeah, I don't have too many other spells. I'm casting it first level for now.
Sure. All right, 15 healing to Nazim. Yeah, it's here. I'll apply it for you. I know you're having trouble with it here. 76. There you go. You're at 76 now, Sako.
That's plenty.
All right. Yeah, I mean, even in 5e, even warlocks and sorcerers and wizards have a lot more health HP than you might expect, especially if they roll decently with con and stuff like that. The ship, though, except I think probably Pogo is the only one that'll still feel it. The ship is still lifting upwards, but nobody else could really sense much of it. I think the ship is doing other things, but since everybody is kind of focused and running and everything, you're probably not feeling much of it. So that's it. That brings us back to Sarah.
Oh, so excited to go on a space cruise.
Oh god. 5, 10.
It's not like aiming upwards. It's just lifting. It's still horizontal to the ground, parallel to the ground rather.
I'll
Run up the stairs?
dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me drag you over and move you up to the next floor. Then you can ignore the room that you just got dragged through. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen any of it. So, but up here, and I'll drag you into here where everybody else is. God damn it! I accidentally dragged you through the other room, but doesn't matter. You make your way up to the top of the stairs, though. Do see Naked Nazim. Arteme is healing him, and that is it. What are you
I
doing?
will offer him my cloak. I mean, I know it's a halfling cloak, but like maybe he can use it as like a loincloth.
It's a dick towel. you want a dick towel, does he?
She don't want to be seeing that. You can have this.
Dick cravat.
Meh, it's a gift. I'll just kind of wave it away. I'm all right.
Oh my god. Alright, well that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
I'll just kind of politely smack it away as you hand it to me. I'll be like, "No thanks, lady." I'm just gonna keep running.
Oh
Alright.
my goodness.
All right. The Dellen's cap is trying to make its way up as quickly as it can up the stairs behind Norok, which will bring us to, for the moment here, up to Norok.
I'm just gonna keep moving then.
You can go straight to the stairs there. If you're following after them, it'll be straight up to the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. So that was just All right then.
Yeah, I mean, even just a straight shot there would be your 30 feet would get you to basically to the top of the stairs almost where they're at, and you still have action, bonus action if you want it. All right, let me go. I'll go ahead and drag you up there because it's on the next floor. Yeah, you guys wouldn't be seeing the chamber with the broken glass where Nazim was earlier. So there you are at the top of the stairs with everybody else.
All right.
So you
I'm
make it
just
at the
gonna
top. What are you doing?
Just ready my action, but this time with the Stegostars in case he pops out of the roof somewhere or something. Maybe I can reach
Okay.
him.
All right. Give you a ranged option, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Then that brings us back to Nazim.
All right. I will continue towards this door.
Okay. There's another set of stairs that goes higher up, and then there's that door that you're in front of now. Or you're going up to the door?
Just up to the door just to kind of see if I can peek inside or see if I can make anything out in there before I open it.
As you approach the door, and all of you are watching this, as you approach the door, the spikes recede back into the floor.
Oh, some bitch. All right. Well, I only used 5, 10, 15, 20. So 25, 30.
Okay. There's another spike, another portcullis in front of you with the fibers shut.
Gotcha. All right. We're going to keep on moving. We're going to dash.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20.
All right. You approach that one, and similarly, the bone spikes recede, and in the room there is, well, shit, you would know more information than everybody else. You see what looks normal, I guess is what I'll say. This looks normal to you.
Gotcha. And I think that's as much as my movement is, right?
Okay.
I can go
Any
5.
actions or bonus actions?
That's it. Just a bonus action. Just ready myself in case the wall starts shaking.
Okay. Just to give yourself advantage on a deck save kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keep your feet stable? All right.
Yep.
All right. That brings us to the Elithomorph, and finally, he was able to keep up enough to, going through the tunnels, kind of the way that Pogo and Sarah did, to be able to do something. So, and he still he has legendary actions back. He wouldn't have been able to get that far, so he is going to have no choice but to, popping down from the ceiling. You see that the ceiling in this specific chamber here, there isn't, up from the floor rather, there isn't a place for him to hide. He basically, once he's pulled himself up, he clambers up from the floor, or through the floor rather, through these kind of organic tunnels, essentially the same ones that Pogo and Sarah had flown through. He clambers his way upwards, and although he could retreat back through it, there isn't like a spot for him to be able to sneak out, essentially. Like he can't basically still be in the wall and also try to attack at you guys. But he is going to try to spray his acidic acid over Norok, Sarah, and Arteme. Actually, can he get that far? I think it's 30 feet. Shit, just Norok. Sarah's 35, Arteme's 40. So he can't quite get far enough, so it'll just be Norok for DC 20G deck save.
Okay.
Okay, go over there. All right, 21, that will succeed, so no damage done. The kind of violent emulsion kind of splashes onto the stairs behind you. Might make the stairs slippery, but other than that, no damage taken. The other, though, that still has his tail, is directly above you and is going to do a tail swipe over the three of you. which I'll go ahead and reveal in there. He's the one that actually had taken Nazim in the first place. That one is, if I can find it here. There it is. DC 18, hang on, might be attack roll first. Make a dex save or take it, so it's no damage on a success, but 8d6 slashing on a failure. All three of you, DC 18 dex save. All right, so Sarah and Arteme will take damage. Norik succeeds.
So would it be the first one that tried to hit me that I use my ready action on, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it would be the first. Well, assuming it was the first one you saw, so it'd be 33 damage to Sarah and Arteme. But the first one that you saw would be the one at the southeast that tried to spit at you.
Yeah, because yeah, okay.
How many charges are you using?
Um,
I'm gonna remove that wall because I can't see them like it's supposed to be.
all of them except for one. I think there's 7, but I don't want to.
7 normally.
Yeah,
So
there's
you wanna
7, so I'm use 6, and it's a D4 for each, right?
Yeah, and they automatically hit. It's D4 plus 1 for each.
Okay.
This map makes a lot more sense now with those walls taken out.
Yeah, I was trying to find a better way to do that. They're basically, you guys can't walk over those, so just know that those are ledges essentially to keep you from walking off. All right, 21 plus 6. Yeah, plus 6, so 27.
Not bad.
You rolled really well actually too. Got a bunch of 4s in there.
Cool.
All right. Minus 21
Pew, 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 pew.
or 27. Sorry. I mean, he's actually not in great shape. I mean, he's still got a good bit of hit points left, but he's not in great shape. There is another one that is directly behind you though that it just swung its tail right over your head, Norik, and slashed into both Sarah and Arteme, and then kind of yanked his tail back. But he's basically just right on the landing above the stairs that you're standing on, just low enough for you just ducked out of the way as the tail swung over your head. And that brings us to Pogo.
Can I see this at all in my bat form?
Yep.
Can I see them up in this thing with me?
You muted them.
Yeah, you can see them just
make
fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Go
He
ahead.
may not be a bat anymore.
Yeah,
let's see.
she might from
That's
a
actually
33.
good because my first thing was going to be to roll to save.
Oh, she
Nice.
succeeded.
All right, well, I'm going to, seeing this
Try to break
happen, I'm going to go ahead and try to break it. What's the thing?
What's your DC?
Save?
17?
And is it
Yeah.
wisdom or intelligence?
I mean, she can choose to revert it if you can, flap your wings in a way that tells her you want to not be a bat anymore.
I mean,
I mean, you can see her, so I mean, I would say that you can, communicate that. Maybe you guys worked out beforehand.
I'm still on the ceiling, right? Like
You're in the floor between.
Or in
You're
the
between.
floor.
Yeah, because you came up from the ceiling below. You're in the floor now.
okay, and so I'm in the same level as the monsters, though. Like
Yes. Yeah, you're in the same level as everybody else. Yeah, except for Nazim. Nazim's up above.
And
We need to do
I'm
like
gonna-
a barrel roll and she'll probably drop it.
I'm gonna like fly out of one of the holes and like I'm gonna like just kind of fly up to her and like smack into her and then fly back up into the hole, and I'm hoping she understands what that
Okay.
means.
Would Sarah translate
I'm
that
gonna
as
try
I don't
to-
want to
I'm
be a
gonna-
bat anymore?
I'm gonna flap in like midair like a hummingbird and then use my tiny bat feet like I'm walking and then fly back up into the hole using like 10 feet of my movement.
Well, I mean, bat walk speed is 5 feet, as we learned earlier, so it'll cost you a tiny bit there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
And
drop it.
All right.
Okay.
So Sarah's gonna drop it, then you can revert back to regular Pogo form.
All right, so
For the first time in 2 whole sessions, Pogo is back to being Pogo now.
Okay, so now I can see these guys. I am going to, and one of them still has hex on it.
Yeah, the one to the southeast. I
has
put the
the
little star
tail.
on it. Yeah, and that's the one that's like in bad shape. He has
Yeah,
about
that's the one
20% or
that's,
so. Yeah.
It's funny. I don't have a lot of high level.
Those stairs are also like providing cover for you. By the way, you're at the bottom of another set of stairs. The ones in the middle. So I mean, you can peek around it to see him, but otherwise you do have decent cover.
I kind of peek around, and I am going to go ahead and roll Toll the Dead with an extra
Okay.
D6 on him.
DC 18 Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
He failed.
And it's missing hit points, so it takes D12 instead. So
Are you upcasting at all, or level 1 or level?
It's a cantrip. I don't think I can
Oh,
upcast it.
well, no, but it's a cantrip, so it's 3d8.
Yeah, so
Or
it's
3d12.
3d12 because he's already hurt, plus a d6.
Yeah, from the hex. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 plus 2. All right.
There we go. So 22 points. And then I am going to. Let's see here. Nope. I'm gonna keep. Does anyone? No. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this going. I'm gonna use the tunnels to. I'm gonna kind of creep over and bend over, and I'm gonna try to do my best to use the rest of my movement of I think about 20 feet to try to run up and follow the direction that Nazim is going up into the tunnels,
Right.
jumping over
He's
holes,
straight north of you.
running
So.
up and around like on the sides, like dirt bikes in a cage, like just running on the sides of them as I run through.
Like the alien ship version of zigzag, like trying to run a zigzag pattern.
And I think
Like
I
a super awkward
literally
movement.
that's as far as I can get right there.
All right.
So I'm up here running towards.
All right.
them.
That'll bring us to Artemy.
I am going to turn around though, facing where I saw the guys, just because it makes me feel more safe.
Yeah, both of them, by the way, are like they're trying to corner you the way that a pack predator might, like wolves. But they are both visible. Neither of them retreated. They're both like visible and stayed there.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to use Reduce Flame because it seems to be kind of effective.
All right. The one to the southeast is in really bad shape. The one that's just over the shelf of you is only barely hurt.
Okay, I'm going to go for the one that's more hurt.
Okay. Wouldn't roll the attack.
Pops up?
I think I saw it pop up. I just haven't seen the dice roll yet.
Yeah, it took a second for me to see it in the chat.
Nice.
Natural 20 too. All right, go ahead and roll the damage.
Is it natural 20 where you get like the critical damage, or?
Yeah. So when you click the damage, it'll pop up the thing asking you for normal or crit. Click on crit. There you go. All right, 23.
Good hit.
He's real close. He's he's got a little bit left, not a whole lot. All right, bonus actions, Fox. movement?
Nope, that's it.
All right, you're not going to move. You're going to stay there.
Or yeah, I'm gonna move a bit.
All right. Pogo and Nazim went through the door to the north. Yeah, up that way.
So am I in the floor of this level running through hallway tunnels? Or
Well,
is it-
now you're you can't fit back through them as a bat now, but as full size Pogo.
Oh.
But there are spots where you could like kind of, clamber into one and hide a little bit, but you wouldn't be able to unless you're crawling, you would be able to move through them very easily.
I think I'm still kind of crawling through here then.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if Pogo bent over would be able to get through them, but yeah, I'd still just be kind of
A little bit. That's what I'm saying. Like if you just Pogo and Sarah, if you guys were crawling, could probably fit through at least some of it. But the bats were able to fly through it pretty easily, is what I was describing earlier. All right, Artemy, you're just going to the right then, over there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So to the north, then you see Nazim is standing in front of. Oh, in fact, Pogo would have seen this as well. There is like a central core. What you would expect to see in an arcane focus, basically, like in maybe a
Massive one.
Yeah, just a really big like an arcane focus, like the Older Rock, for example, something like that is kind of what this resembles, except a very big stationary arcane focus is kind of the representation that you would expect this to be. It's not moving or anything else. It's not alive or anything like that. It's just a big kind of floating orb that is being held in place by some spikes coming out of the wall. That it, Fox?
Yeah, that's it for now.
All right. That brings us back to Sarah.
Right, so am I stunned? Because it says I'm stunned. It's on my temporary effects.
No. That was for concentration. I put that on there to represent concentration. Yeah, ignore that. I only did that just to track for it because I didn't have a special one for concentration yet. So that that's not stunned.
Alright, 5, 15, 25, 30, I can get there.
Okay. And actually, concentration you don't need anymore anyway, since
Yeah.
nobody's polymorphed anymore. So go ahead and take that off. All right. Then you do see, like I said, Nazim to the north of you, just through another doorway. Both are open now, but basically in front of this kind of core, the central core. It looks like it's probably some sort of control room.
Sarah's looking pretty rough, so she's just gonna dash up here.
Okay.
10, 30. I can just make it through the door.
All right.
So what are we doing? Shouldn't we be getting out of here so we don't die?
You just hear like this weird pogo voice too, like, yeah, well, that's what we're doing, right? We're leaving. We're parking this thing. We're not going somewhere, right? No, Nazim, like you're not fucking us, are you?
Nazim?
Keep quiet, little man. I'm looking for something.
Oh, thanks for the details. Appreciate that.
You better find it fast, because they're coming. Alright, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Then, Dellen's Cap, you hear the kind of space jellyfish noises of it trying to follow up behind you, G. It can't quite make it up to where you're at, but it's basically the base of the stairs down below you. Right about down there.
Do these things look like they're trying to attack the Dellen's Cap, or are we not really able to tell from our vantage?
You have not seen them make any hostile action at all towards the Dellen's Cap. They are inordinately and indefensibly hostile towards all of you, but they've not made
Cap basically just forgot his alarm code, I'm thinking.
So there's some of this information you would actually have because of the vast erudition. So that download of information that everybody is aware of that happened 10 months ago at this point. The Dellen's Cap is an unknown species, of course, but it was used during in fact, actually, the vast erudition happened because a Dellen's Cap broadcast that information out to everyone. It was that species. It wasn't this individual, but that species was the creature responsible for the vast erudition. And the creature itself literally eats memory. It eats knowledge. It eats information. And then after it consumed all of this at the end of that campaign, it kind of broadcast all the information that it had learned, which was the entire story of that campaign. It broadcast it out to the entire planet, and that's how everybody learned it. So this kind of creature is exceedingly important, but you do know that it has unique capabilities to modify memory and remove memory. You know, once it eats that knowledge, by the way, it disappears from the world. So anyways, in answer to your question there, if it had somehow consumed, their awareness of it or something of that sort, they may not even know that it exists or otherwise care that it exists. They don't appear to be hostile to it at all. Actually, sorry, that brings us to this lithamorph here. All right, that is the one that's directly behind Norok, which isn't a great place to be because it still has its tail as well. It is going to barbed tail grapple at Norok. DC, well, you get advantage because it is still a strength check, G. So DC 20 strength check.
Check or save?
Saving throw, yeah.
Okay.
You can click the button there. If you just click yourself first and then click the button in the chat, it'll do it for you.
Okay.
23, that'll succeed. All right. Or be grappled and pulled in a direction until free grapple creature. So it doesn't do anything if it succeeds. All right. So it's with its multi-attack. Is it? Oh shit! I did that wrong. That should have been tail swipe, not grapple, but that's fine. I already said it, so we'll leave it like it is. All right. It sweeps its tail out, trying to grapple you. Using the sword, you kind of deflect the metal tail off with a clang, and it goes sailing above your head, and it kind of retracts the tail and prepares to kind of launch itself at you. But that is it for its turn. It is your turn.
Okay. Is he technically in melee range of me? So would I have to disengage, or no?
Not really. He's
tail
basically.
Okay.
No, his tail doesn't count now. He's just barely outside of range, basically. If you go up the stairs to the right, essentially, you'd be going far enough away that you would not need to disengage.
Okay. Alright. Since everybody else is here, then I will wait here and ready my action if he gets within striking distance of me to hit him with my sword. So.
Okay. Sarah, make a perception check.
Oh, that's the worst one.
You used 6 of the 7 charges, right, G? So you're just readying a melee attack if they get within range?
Yeah, just ready. Nice.
All right. Okay.
Nice,
And with that roll, actually, that that room, you take just a moment in the kind of awkwardness that is Nazim, especially a naked Nazim. You're looking around in that room, and that is the only place you've seen in here that looks actually like it was designed rather than grown. It doesn't look organic in nature, but it's still obviously organic structure in that it was grown and is part of shell, and it's a kind of chitinous material. But there are no holes in the floors or ceilings. It actually looks like a relatively secure room. There are panels on either side of the room that have those same kind of holes that were in the little entrance corridor where you'd seen Pogo kind of punching at the liquid, in the green liquid. There's those same things on either side of the room, as well as this kind of central core bit in the middle. But otherwise, if this door was secured behind you, if it was closed behind you, you don't feel like the creatures could get in here.
Great.
With a natural 20, I'm going to give you all of that. I was only going to give you a little bit, but just so that you have that information, anyways. All right, that it, G.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to Nazim. So Nazim, you know what this room is clearly. What do you do? See Sarah's, of course, right beside you, still shadow form, but this halfling walking in the door beside you, and the room is yours. What are you doing?
All right, I will check the panels and start working on the panels to see if there's a way to mitigate these tail stabbies.
Okay. I guess in what sense? In what means of mitigation are you referring to?
Using my knowledge or limited knowledge of this area, see what options are available to help us protect ourselves from these things.
Okay. You're not aware of anything inside the ship to any kind of security measures inside the ship other than being able to open and close doors and things like that. There are plenty of controls for exterior weaponry, let's say, for attacking things that are not inside the ship. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what are you doing?
I will quickly bark, not commands, but just bark some basic information over to Sarah and let her know what these controls do and their capabilities. So
like how to use them?
In the most rudimentary way possible, yes.
Okay.
This panel is for navigation, this panel is for this panel is for that. And it's just whatever these panels are doing. So that way she's aware of the same things I am, the capabilities of this room.
You're not going to be able to give all of that information. Let's say, let's narrow that down a little bit. What do you specifically? What kind? Like you could tell her, here's how a basic rundown of navigation, and even that would probably not be able to fit within 6 seconds. You could probably tell her how to open and close the doors if that's what you mean.
Tell me how to get that done.
Yeah, let's focus on security measures. So doors, weaponry, some form of defense, something to increase our survivability.
All right. No weaponry in here that you're aware of. Usually that would be handled by the crew if that was, a case. There aren't a lot of boarding problems on this kind of a ship. And the crew, of course, the illithid or the mind flayers, the species that are on here normally, would be handling that. So anyways, but you can tell her this is how, do this to close that door.
Okay, I'll share that knowledge so that way, if we need to, we can create barriers between us and buy us maybe one turn each, just to kind of open and close these, ballasts or some form, whatever you can call these.
It's a portcullis, yeah, but I mean, you can flare. You also know that all of these you can have the fibrous material solid as well, so they can't get through at all.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll say that that's still a free action in basic communication like that. So any action or bonus action.
Am I able to see where these guys are, so I can make some adjustments to the doors and perhaps slow them down or lock them in?
They are both outside of in the main room to the south where you came up the stairs. There's two of them out there that you know of, but basically they're in the same room where looking to the south of you on the map here, you see Pogo, Arteme, and Norok there.
Okay. I could only see the three of them. I can't see the...
the other guys are on the other side of the stairs. Yeah, the Lithomorphs are on the other side of the stairs there.
All right, so I'm gonna bark towards them and just say, if you want to be stuck in there with them, stay. If not, get in here.
All right.
And then I will just, as a bonus action, just prepare. So as soon as they pass the threshold, use an action to
Okay.
hit the button.
Cool. All right, that works. All right, Elithomorph then. This is the hexed one. Is going to rushing its. Shit, it's actually. You're not going to see anything. It's on the other side of the stairs, and they have stealthy movement, so you wouldn't hear anyways, because they're in the dark too. So you don't see anything for that guy. Never mind. Back to Pogo.
All right. Hearing that, I'm going to kind of get out of this hole, and I'm going to start playing Suggestive Sonata on my ocarina. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to focus myself on those two creatures that were attacking us, and I'm going to start singing a song. The lyrics along the lines of, or playing a song. The item that I'm trying to tell them to do mentally is to reattach the tail to the other guy. Just because I think that'll be funny. To
Go perform some surgery and leave us alone.
And they have to do wisdom saves.
Right.
So wisdom save 18, or they have to go try to.
Okay, so before we do this, you actually, when you put Hex on one of them, you're supposed to choose an ability save to give them disadvantage on, and I forgot to have you do that. Most of your this isn't retconning, but most of Pogo's stuff are wisdom saves anyways, so wisdom makes sense.
I'm trying to think based off that. Yeah, that it would have been a wisdom save. It would, because I'm trying to think all this stuff, even with what Seraphina has, I think are mostly wisdom saves too and stuff.
A lot, yeah. Pogo stuff in general are mostly wisdom. Yeah. So
I probably would have done wisdom, so it'd be disadvantage on wisdom saves. And it lasts for a minute if they fail.
The injured one that you can't actually see, you can see the other one, Pogo, but the injured one is the injured one that is missing the tail is to the south of the stairs, so he's basically blocked by that. But
it doesn't say I gotta see him; it just says within range.
You just hear, right? Yeah, I think they just have to hear it. I just mean you're not seeing, if he makes a reaction or anything. But he got a natural 20 anyways.
Cool, good for him.
Oh, hang on. Disadvantage because of Hex.
Oh yeah.
All right. Still succeeds. 24.
Good for him.
All right. But the other one.
Oh, that's a dex save, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we'll give it another shot here.
Let's see here. Well, no, that is just because you did get it.
Yeah, his mod is only +1, so it's 18 plus 1, so it'll be 19. Yeah. All right. Then the other one, save. He fails. All right. Okay, click the thing real quick.
Yeah.
Because I think it is suggestion. It's just a powerful version of suggestion, right?
Yeah. And
he failed pretty bad, so he might be trying to harass the other one into letting him reattach the tail.
It's Suggestive Sonata. Yeah, 8 charges of it. And up to 3 creatures. Basically, he's going to be trying to attach the tail.
Chase it after him through tunnels and shit, trying to get the tail stuck back on, like pin the tail on the alien.
And I have to keep playing this as my action, so I'm just going to use my rest of my movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can get right to the door. Probably can't quite get in the room. Right. Does everything in this room look kosher when I start approaching it with my ocarina? I can't talk, so I'm just
a naked Nazim, like poking at the control, what you already assumed were the control panels when you first came into the other, the lobby area. But otherwise, yeah, it seems, the room seems without going too far into it, even your passive is decent enough that you would probably be looking for floor holes, especially since you were just dancing through them a moment ago. And you look around and you don't see any in this room. Yeah. And this door, the bulkhead that you're inside of, also looks like solid. It looks more solid than any of the rest of them you've seen.
All right, well, I'm just playing my.
All right, that'll bring us to me.
Alrighty. I'm going to use.
Except for Norok, they've.
Produce flame on one of the guys again, and then I'm going to go to where Nazim is.
All right. You can see the one to the left of you still. He hasn't run off at the moment. That will not hit. Okay. But you have plenty of broom movement to make your way into that room for sure. All right. That if your turn?
Yep, that's it.
All right. That'll bring us back to Sarah.
Okay, so Nazim is readying to close the door that Norok is still on the other side of, right?
I'm also kind of on the other side of it.
Yeah, I would say everybody's basically inside enough, except for Norok right now.
Yeah, as soon as Norok crosses that threshold, I'm hitting the button.
Yeah, he's holding his action to do that, so...
Then I will go and go wherever the controls are for the other door and hold my action to hit that for when. I'm assuming Norak will make it through before Pogo, so whenever the last person's through.
Right. It's just right over on this other side. I'll just move you over there real quick. All right. Then that will be the non-wounded Elithomorph is the one that is now been suggested to perform surgery, and he failed to save very badly. So Norak, you watching this creature that was just all vinegar and hatred that was staring you down and preparing to attack you again, the one that was about to launch itself onto you, actually. You see it kind of very confusingly as Pogo begins playing this song on his ocarina, kind of lift its head up and almost like a deer, peering around in a very tense and kind of nervous look to anxious look to it almost, goes dashing off to the right and you can no longer see it.
All right.
And what are you doing? It is your turn. Oh, sorry, the Dellin's Cap got to move too, so the Dellin's Cap is up. We'll say it's smart enough to actually try to get to the group rather than just to Norak, so it would make it to there.
All right. So is he?
You know what? Actually, it could dash technically too. I mean, its movement is 30 feet, and it could dash. So I'm gonna go and say that it could make it inside.
Okay. So I was going to say, if not, I'm going to tell Nazim to wait until the jellyfish gets in too before he closes the door. But
yeah, he's not using his action for anything else, and he stopped singing. So I mean, he could dash technically.
All right.
I'm picturing this thing as like terrified, like this terrified jellyfish. Is it corporeal? Can it be hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it has a physical body, yeah, for sure. I mean, you didn't feel any of the tendrils, but you did see it, like, physically touch Arteme and Sarah and Norak. Ben, you could just make... Well, if you're going to dash, you can make it inside for sure.
Okay.
Just grab me along with you.
Yeah.
All right. Then, Go ahead, G.
I was just going to say, you're going to have to fight for space hiding behind me, Pogo, because we got the Dellin's Cap behind me, too, so you guys are going to have to fight.
And he takes up a little more room, too.
That's true.
You probably
put
set...
me anywhere.
Set,
put me anywhere, buddy.
Set Pogo on top of the jelly cap, like at the top of, like sitting on top of the jellyfish.
You can ride it.
All right. With that, we will go ahead and leave initiative order for the moment, at least. Yeah, really. That does not sound like a very comfortable seat to have. All right. We will drop out of initiative order then. The door slams up. It's spikes basically coming up from the floor. Slams upward into the ceiling above. This kind of solid bulkhead. Immediately, Nazim presses another kind of button, I'm saying this in air quotes, on the control panel there, and these kind of fibrous materials slam shut in between these bone like bars between them, and then they kind of harden. You feel like they look rather like they are solid now, like you wouldn't be able to push them out of the way like you did with the other one. It seems like you are safely secure in here, especially with the two Elithomorphs, running off, at least at the moment, it seems. But you don't feel like they could necessarily get in here easily, certainly not in a surprise fashion. So what are you doing?
So why are we up here? Weren't we just supposed to get this Dellin's Cap out and, like, go?
You asking Nazim, I assume?
I am just asking the room.
All you hear from me.
Well, I'm just going to snap back and say, look, I'm trying to survive right here. You guys are welcome to follow.
Where are we going? Are you planning on flying this ship out of here? Where are we going?
For now, I'm just focusing on surviving these things. First problem.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that we're safe in this room because I didn't notice any holes, and it looks man-made, not, creature ship.
They're still out there, though.
True.
I'm just going to stop playing the ocarina and be like...
Oh, you're going to stop your song?
I'm just going to stop.
Right.
I'm just going to stop. I want to be able to have part of this conversation.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. Yeah, because you can't really talk if you're doing it. Yeah, okay. Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, we're safe. We're safe in here, right? I mean, and you seem to know what you're doing. And why do your downstairs look like a exploded balloon animal? Oh, I wanted to say that for so long.
As if this isn't the first time that he's been floating around naked.
Has he been? Has he been floating around naked before?
Well,
no, I think this is the
probably
first
not.
time.
Yeah.
I'm not naked.
So I mean, I feel this room looks safe, at least from those things. What are we doing here, Nazim?
Hold on a sec.
Boundary crash. That's fine. Don't worry about it. If it's crash or something, it's fine. We're almost at the end of the game anyway. So,
what was that question again?
What are we doing here? Why are we in this room? Why are we in this ship? What is with the giant jellyfish man?
First of all, little man, don't talk to me like you know me. Second of all, I'm trying to survive. You guys are welcome to join me.
Hold on.
Let's take care of these things, and then we're going to figure this out.
I don't like he's a dick. But you don't have to be a real asshole. So, you know what? I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take my little balloon animal joke about his penis, and I'm gonna use it to cast vicious mockery on him.
Oh god.
So you can do a DC 18 wisdom save.
all right.
Maybe you could calm down. You could take your flaccid junk and tell us some details about what's gonna happen, you asshole.
I can't see the Dellen's cap on the map. Can you guys see? I can move it, but I can't see it.
He would take 8 damage if he fails on his wisdom save.
Yeah, roll. Sako, if you just click on yourself and then click on the button where it says saving throw DC 18 wisdom in the chat, it'll roll it for you.
Trying to be a punk.
Listen here, little man. I'm just trying to survive.
It doesn't do shit.
Give me a perception check, Pogo. Does Nazim respond at all? Sako?
No, I'm just going to go back to working on what I'm working on, looking at
Okay.
these controls and just ignoring them.
What are you trying to do with the ship?
See if there's anything else I can do from these controls other than just opening and closing doors, buying us time.
I mean, it is a full navigation panel, and the other side where Sarah has the majority of the offensive capabilities, the arms, but they are external, of course. Basically, I mean, you have essentially full control of the ship from in here.
Okay, good. All right, so we need to figure out a few things then. 1, safety from within here. 2, GTFO.
Okay.
See, was it so hard? That was a much nicer thing to say.
Any response, Nazim?
No, just stare at them and go back to my controls.
And
Can
I'll
I
start
make
with
an
the controls too.
insight check and see if Nazim seems like, because he hasn't acted this weird since we've met him, and I want to see if it's like the ship that's making him act like this, or if he's just being a dick.
Yeah, go ahead. Arteme, make a perception check with advantage, please. And Sarah, go ahead and make your insight check.
Oh, whoops. Probably should have changed that. My bad.
Okay. Change what?
Oh, I still had it on. I had it on private roll.
Oh, is that what? Really? It looks.
Well, you can
Oh,
see them on
okay.
private roll, but
Yeah, but it doesn't. I thought it would identify that it was a private roll because I see them, but I didn't. Oh, okay, I see them now. I can tell. Okay, yeah, they just look like normal rolls to me. So, you know what? I bet it's this theme. I think this theme, it makes them. It's slightly darker, but I didn't even notice it was that subtle of a difference. The only reason I even noticed actually is because Arteme's roll came right after, and that's like normal brightness. A couple things happen all at once here. So we're going to end session here, but I'm going to give a little bit of detail all at the same time because a few of you got some information that others didn't have. Arteme, there's a tapping on the wall behind you, and you hear Nazim's voice from behind you and in front of you at the same time. The one in front of you is saying, "I'm just trying to, keep everybody safe, or keep trying to, keep myself safe. And if you guys want to go with me, that's fine." But blah blah blah.
I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the door, you hear, "Guys, they're still out here. I don't know where they're at. Let me in." On the other side of the door.
Okay, that's weird.
Like that's a light tapping. Like he's trying to be quiet. He's like loud, like yell whispering, I guess you'd say. Like he can tell that somebody must be there, but he's tapping on the door because the door just closed. But you hear Nazim's voice on the other side. But both Pogo and Sarah, there's definitely something wrong with this Nazim in front of you.
Right.
Man, Nazim's such a fucking weirdo to begin with. It's going to be really hard.
So
to
you know what was
really
funny about
gauge
it is
this
that
situation.
that's what I told Sako too. Is that like you've already played Nazim so fucking strange that like they probably won't even notice for a little while. And sure enough,
He can literally be
him running out of the room
flapping around
naked
with his dick out. And
him
still
running
like,
around naked,
I
and you're like,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's just normal Nazim. That's fine.
I mean, he skins people.
So my
What-
thought was like, I mean, this just apparently he got naked, like,
That's it. Like I really thought it's like somebody's
or
gonna
maybe
ask him, why are you
something like
naked?
burned his clothes off.
Yeah, like the thing
I don't
spits
know.
acid. Like it would burn his clothes eventually.
Yeah,
But like,
I kind of
no
like
gear, no
like
nothing.
new Nazim.
I'm gonna very, very quietly like this way, and then
Okay.
just tell them that like I hear something through the wall.
Okay. Actually, Norok, I didn't have you make a perception because you were just barely too far. But now that she's told you that, I would say that the next knock of Nazim trying to communicate quietly so that he doesn't alert the Elithomorphs, you do hear it as soon as she points it out to you as well. There's clearly another Nazim on the other side of that door.
All right.
Tell me about it.
Man, that is some good
Shit.
Photoshop right there. Man.
That was a very quick, very apt Photoshop.
Yeah, it was good.
of a mustache Nazim. Yeah, so it's quite clear to you though that this is not your Nazim, and that when Artemis says that to the rest of the group, there's another Nazim on the other side of the door, and that's. Go ahead.
Where's that little
I'm
jellyfish?
hitting the button to open the door then.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the
God.
Delin's cap is right here. Like I'm moving it around. It's
Yeah.
right between you guys, but you
I
guys
meant,
can't see
where's
it.
the
it.
little one? Where's the little one that speaks English? Do we know where that
Oh,
one
Oh,
is?
the
that's not a
Stargoyle.
jellyfish. The Stargoyle? Yeah.
Stargoyle.
That's not a jellyfish, yeah. He was chasing after trying to find, well, we'll pick up
Broke off
with that
at
next
some
week. But I'll tell you that when you guys saw him come into the room when Naked Nazim, when you guys all basically caught up to Naked Nazim, and he didn't react. He like flew off. He was looking for Nazim,
Sure.
and didn't seem to care that Naked Nazim was in the room. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to do real quick before we end? I know Sarah was about to say something.
I'm hitting the button to open the door then.
Pogo is going to be like on the other
So
side
he
of the
can
room,
come
just
in.
kind of looking around, probably not paying attention. So
Okay. All right. Well, the door opens, and sure enough, the fully clothed, although injured and with the injuries you'd expect to see. By the way, I described the injuries of Naked Nazim as being from the broken glass. Nobody had checked that he didn't have the spear wound of being stabbed through the stomach by the tail and all that kind of stuff. But this one does have the injuries you'd expect to see in the kind of appropriate battle damage.
All
But he
right.
still has a coelacanth cloak. His gear is the normal Nazim on the other side of the door. Sako, anything response to regular Nazim seeing Naked Nazim on the other side of the door?
I just mumble under my breath when I look at them. Just the equivalent of their shit.
do I see Nazim look down at his own junk area and then look back up and make any kind of facial remarks? Oh,
It's cold in there. It's cold in there.
no!
It's shrinkage.
None of this is right.
All right. Then, for the sake of time
good
and
spot.
simplicity here, I'll go ahead and drop him inside. I'm going to put Nazim. You would be going in the room with everybody.
Yeah, join up.
Okay. All right. Then I'll put everybody in there because you do know that now that the Elithomorphs are not, the charm has stopped. Pogo stopped the song.
Yeah,
So you
once
probably
it's
would.
through, we'll
Are you going to close it? All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Then we will pick up there next session. Justin, I know you have something on the 23rd, right?
Yes, we are.